podcast started. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. This is episode 403 of 400. Oh, my God.
What are you saying?
Oh, my God.
It's 400 podcast.
I haven't done this in so long.
You've done too many podcasts. It's over.
I've officially crossed that line. Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 403 of 4Player podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wait,
it's
but
just
we
the
just
fact
did
that
episode 400 on
maybe
Saturday.
it's just the fact that it's a 400 followed by 4Player, and for the next 100 episodes, I'm gonna have a problem.
Lot of fours.
Yeah. A lot of fours in there.
Episode 444 of 4Player podcast is gonna be crazy.
Ooh, good point.
No, we should do something.
44442.
Oh my goodness. Brad Simons is joining me today.
This is me.
And I'm your host, Nick Henderson. I forgot to introduce myself. Nolan Hedstrom.
Hey, everybody.
And Christopher Guthridge.
Hello.
How was y'all's weekend?
It was good. I got a lot of sleep on Sunday.
Dude, I was so lazy on Sunday. So we had our 400th podcast, or our 400th celebratory podcast on Saturday.
Wink, wink.
400th in name.
And our goal is to go for 400 minutes, which I'm sure we surpassed. But we went for about 8 hours or so, I would say. We had a lot of fun. I hope everybody that tuned in had a lot of fun. It was a little unconventional compared to what we usually do, I'd say. But it was fun. Sunday, I didn't do shit.
No.
Like, at all.
No.
Like, I don't even think I turned my computer on.
No.
I played video games.
I went on an African safari.
That is true.
In San Antonio.
He did go. I sent a How was that? I can't believe you gave that zebra the bag.
I don't think he gave it the bag.
He took the bag. I thought he was going to stick his mouth in the bag.
You didn't fight him for it, though.
No, he didn't.
It was more of a he stuck his whole snout in the bag, and you're like,
no. Right before we drove to the zebras, it says, "Be careful, the zebras bite."
In the law of the jungle, that zebra dominated you. You are the beta to that zebra.
Like, people think he just ran off with the bag. He ate the whole bag.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
right.
Bag,
You
like
walked
bag
and ate
and
the
all?
whole bag?
Yes.
Just
That's why Malay was like, "What did you do?"
He was perfectly happy to just accept the pellets that you were like scattering.
That was the
in
next
his face.
Brad, I have to.
Like, just like throwing pellets in his face, and like some of them were hitting him in the eye, and just like
What? I held out my hand so he could even my hand, but he went on, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I do need to commentate on Brad's feeding strategy, which is literally just sitting, like, leaning in farther into the car, holding the pellets and just tossing them out at animals who aren't even looking in your direction.
But it's like Pokemon Snap. You got to get them to look.
With the bait.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Thanks for the funny video, Brad.
Just take it.
I think my favorite YouTube comment in that whole video was, I still have no idea what they're playing this week.
Yeah.
25-minute video. People have no idea.
You repeated false information several times.
But that's the thing, is people weren't listening to it. They were just watching the anime.
There is a link to the
calendar.
the updated calendar in the details.
People at home really need to understand how that happened. Was it Sunday morning?
Yeah, Sunday morning.
So like we started getting hip chat messages saying, "I'm in a safari. I'm doing Brad Appetit. What are you playing this week? Go, go, go!"
And we all like got home at like 1 a.m. from the podcast the night before, so like everyone's doing nothing, and we all just wake up and there's just like all these missed messages from Brad trying to.
And then like at some point we're like, "Brad, why'd you do it? Why didn't you just let us know?" And he's like, "I got this idea while looking at a buffalo." So
it was filmed from a phone as well.
That was a phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no
Nice.
joke.
Nice. I mean, I knew it was not very good quality. I didn't realize it was a phone. Okay.
I thought it was a... I lost it. What were those fucking old things that kind of look like phones?
Palm Pilots?
No, like the recording...
Pagers?
The recording ones that they built in USB.
The flip cameras?
Well,
or,
flip? Was that what they're called?
Yeah, flip or something. Yeah, they had a little USB thing that
built
flips
into it,
out.
yeah.
And yeah.
Remember when those didn't go anywhere?
That was going to be the future.
Yeah.
And then cell phones got better.
It's true.
So that happened.
Yeah, indeed.
So if you really want to know what we're actually playing on the feed this week, please check out the calendar on 4playernetwork.com. It is far more accurate than what Brad was shouting while feeding zebras. But the video of Brad feeding zebras was pretty hilarious. Thank you for doing that, Brad.
And
we can expect
Malia, but you didn't
even fucking know it was an emu. You're like, what's with that weird ostrich?
He has a chocobo.
You didn't really think that little goat was a wildebeest, did you?
That was a baby wildebeest.
I don't know what that was.
That was not a wildebeest,
Or a
my friend.
gazelle?
That was like
I promise you.
A water buffalo?
Not a water
promise
buffalo.
you that was
No, it
not
was
a
like-
wildebeest.
Good old fashioned farm animal. Goat.
No, not at the end of the video.
Yeah.
The thing walking in the street was not just a cow.
No, it was not.
It was a baby. You could see his horns starting to come up straight out of his head.
Yeah.
And his dad, I saw later, and it looked like an African animal. I don't know what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it killed Mufasa.
I can already see where the name of the show's going, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on.
You're gonna move.
We're gonna move on to a video game. We have a lot of them this week.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick what a random. Let's go with Hotline Miami 2.
Oh.
I played that.
So we talked about it a little bit with Carlos when he was on here on Saturday.
Were y'all talking with him while he was in there?
No, in here, I believe. Because when Carlos was introduced, we asked him what he was playing.
Oh,
and he was saying he was having some issues with Hotline Miami 2.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone follows Carlos on Twitter, they know he's been having issues with Hotline Miami 2. I think he cries himself to sleep at night because of Hotline Miami 2.
He always cries himself to sleep.
So Hotline Miami...
Apparently last night he had a dream about me trying to seduce him. I don't know if y'all saw this. I woke up to that this morning.
That's nice. Brad, Hotline Miami 2?
Yeah. I mean, I finished the first game, like, right when it came out, and I feel like I kind of remember that game. A lot of the complaints seem about the second one are that the levels seem a lot larger. I mean, that's what Carlos was saying, and therefore you gotta play a lot more cautiously.
Well, yeah, he was saying a lot of times enemies from off screen will shoot at you. That's what he was having trouble with sometimes.
That's always... Wait, no, I don't think that's true.
He was saying he was having problems with that. I'm saying that's what he said.
I think his complaint was that you had to be a lot more cautious because there was big open spaces, there's a lot of enemies, and if you don't really kind of play carefully, you can get killed by, the last couple of enemies on a very large floor.
And have to restart the whole thing.
Yeah, which is kind of true, but I feel like that was also what the first game was.
No, the first game was like that, yeah. Whenever you would die, you'd have to restart the
So I tried to play this at PAX South. I couldn't get to... So first of all, I still haven't played Hotline
I am dying
Miami
to
1.
watch this footage.
Sorry. I had to pause it. But what exactly is the source of the frustration? I know
I think it's an over prevalence of guns. Because guns weren't like...
So the emphasis in the first one was
a lot of the first
melee.
game, they had like bats and katanas.
Yeah,
and
so when you'd go into a floor, like there'd be a lot more hallways and sectioned off rooms, and there'd be a lot more melee guys. So the narrative of combat would always be like, how do you close the distance between this and your first target? Where do you go from that target? And then like basically, how do you go from one guy to the next, clearing out a whole room? Yes. And it's normally something like kick down a door. Like stab the guy next to the door, break the neck of the guy you just knocked down, throw the knife across the room to kill the other guy, and then pick up his weapon and kill the guy around the corner.
But you still do all that.
But in this one, well, both Jeff and Zach were also talking about this on Twitter today, and the sense that I've been getting is that it's a lot more of like 5 guys with guns, like shooting at you, hiding behind cover, waiting for a good moment to like pop out, take a shot, and then pop back into cover. There's no like forward progress. There's a lot of backtracking, to like.
That seems weird for a top-down game like this.
Well, no, that's how the first game was, and from what I'm hearing, it's just a little more difficult in the way their situations are set up.
I feel like it's like that up to a point until you start getting killed a bunch, and you're just like, fuck it! And you just try to like...
Well, the end of Hotline Miami kind of gets like that, too. It gets really kind of like annoying by the end of Hotline Miami.
It gets more annoying sooner, and there's like a lot more windows right
kind
from
of like
the start.
All that.
Like, I feel like when they introduced windows, that's when things got fucked in the first game.
Yeah.
Now there's like windows like right away, which means, they're... I mean, the windows are hard because you think the enemies can't really see you because they look like walls, but they can. So you
have to worry about line of sight.
You have to worry about line of sight.
Oh, I can see how. So windows and walls can look.
They look similar.
Yeah. If you're not really paying attention, you could totally be caught off guard. But that happened in the first game, just more later in the game. Even though that first game wasn't really that long. As far as different, I mean, I'm not super far in this. It is a little different in the first one in that you play from multiple perspectives and the story's kind of like connecting everyone, seemingly. So and some of the characters actually play very differently, and it's not like you can put on any mask with every character. Only some characters get masks, and only some masks. like there's one dude who's like a journalist, and he came and used guns.
Because
Like,
the pen is mightier than the sword.
well, I mean, he can stab people with the pen. He just can't. Or no, he just knocks them out.
Oh yeah, and then he like dismantles guns. or
Yeah,
something.
if he picks up a gun, he like unloads all the ammo, or he takes it apart.
Yeah.
and you get points for that.
That's kind of
Oh,
cool.
that's kinda
That's
cool,
like
yeah.
a Batman sort of thing.
Yeah,
where he,
I
like
like
knocks
that.
a dude out and breaks his gun.
It's just so weird because, you know, they're introducing a lot of things that really kind of change up the way you play, which is fine. But in the first game it was like you just found a mask that was good for a given situation or a given level, and you kind of adapt to the situation that way. You weren't kind of forced to play weird and different, but
Now, this game has co-op, right? Like you can do
I
two
don't know.
people.
I don't know.
That's like that was like supposed to be a thing, wasn't
that
it?
just seems like
That you were
chaotic.
doing that you could do 2-player co-op.
Like split, like local or online?
I don't know. But see, that's what that was my question was, if that was a feature, did that if you're playing through the campaign with two people, is that why the levels are like a lot bigger? Is that why are they kind of expecting you to play this with somebody else?
That would
be
make
a,
sense.
that would be an apt.
I will see if I can confirm this.
I mean, if
I have a question though, because
Yeah.
this is speaking as someone who really hasn't played more than like 20 minutes of the first Hotline Miami, which is a shame because I really do want to play it.
That's a great game.
What exactly are the point of the masks?
The masks give you different abilities. So, like, in the first game, there was, like, the horse mask, which if you hit somebody with a door, it kills them. There was
Instead
the
of
wolf
just knocks them
mask. Yeah, the wolf mask, which always starts you off with a knife. There was like a cougar mask that makes your punches deadly.
yeah, now there's like a mask that lets you roll. You know, there's a mask that makes your punches kill. You know, but it's not every character can use.
As you're saying,
those.
like only certain characters can use certain masks.
I'm not seeing anything in here about multiplayer.
This definitely seems like a lot more plot-heavy
I
game.
remember seeing an early trailer for this game talking about multiplayer.
I mean, early.
It-
One of my extra issues is I didn't really like the plot of the first game. Is the plot good in this?
Well, it's confusing. I mean, I'm still trying to piece it all together. It's very, you know.
I mean, it was confusing in the first game too, and I honestly found myself just skipping the cutscenes and going to actual gameplay because I
wow.
was not enjoying the cutscenes in the first game
Well, I mean,
or the story elements.
the story in the first game I feel like was kind of surreal.
David Lynchy.
Yeah, it was kind of surreal, and I guess that maybe that's what made it confusing. This one, it doesn't seem so surreal as there's lots of moving parts that aren't necessarily. It's very kind of like Tarantino. It's just, I feel like the pieces aren't gonna like come together until towards the end of the game, but not. You know what I mean?
I guess.
But
yeah.
like there's one character who's presumably an actor, and he kills a bunch of people, and then there's a director that's like cut, you know, like he was
Okay,
actually
so-
filming a movie, but then like I think he actually
He
killed
actually
the people,
killed everyone. Yeah.
you know, but it doesn't actually explain what's going on. It just moves to another character, and you kind of are getting
So
the pieces as you go.
that seems like I see how that the what's the word, the David Lynchiness of it, I guess the way
Yeah.
you described it, like I can see how that might be a turn off to some people, but like I don't know, like it seems like this seems like the kind of game where I don't want to really know. Like it's just kind of the appeal to me would be kind of like this guy's fucking crazy, like I don't know. I mean, from what I played with the first one, like I really had no idea what the fuck was going on, and I kind of like that about it.
No, but you didn't know what's going on in the first game because it's like surreal, you know?
Yeah.
But the second game you don't know what's going on because they're constantly introducing new characters, and you're just being like, wait, is that the guy from before?
Okay, like new storylines. that you
Yeah,
can't
like
tell.
constantly new storylines.
And are you having the trouble identifying characters because of the top-down nature, where it's like really?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's always kind of it's such a cool look, but at the same time, for like story stuff, it can be kind of confusing. But I mean, it's very Hotline Miami. I mean, I'll
How's that
definitely
soundtrack?
pretty bumping.
So I guess there is no co-op in Hotline Miami, but that's really weird. I could have sworn they had an early trailer that showed co-op.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very dry.
Would you like me to move my laptop?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
I missed
but-
the TV already.
Yeah.
We got to get that set up so we can watch this footage while we're recording.
I agree.
All right, you can keep playing it, Brad.
Well, for sure.
I want to play the first one, goddammit, and I own it. I
You
don't
have
know.
a Vita. Do something with your Vita.
Oh shit! Why didn't I think about that?
It's on Vita.
I could have been playing Hotline Miami this entire time.
Well, it'll probably only take you a couple
playing-
days, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, but I don't know.
This whole time.
I can't play that game with a controller.
Maybe
I have
this
to
whole
do
time.
keyboard
Well,
and mouse.
a lot of
Really?
people say they're
I
controller
can't- I
people
can't
now.
do
Yeah,
controller.
I can't do it with a keyboard and controller. I have to use a keyboard and mouse. I have to use a controller.
I tried playing the first one with an Xbox controller the other night, and it was impossible.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Well, that
maybe
sounds
just
to me like
adjust, you just gotta adjust to it.
Everybody has different.
Yeah, I guess so.
Goes back to the old like. Never mind. PC versus console, whatever.
Well, no, I mean,
Some people
I can
play because they
understand
can only play
controller.
one.
I can understand controller. Controls in this. I can understand why someone would prefer to use a controller because it's a top-down view, and moving a character around with a left stick is a lot more intuitive than WASD. I feel like,
Mhm.
because it's not like a 3D space or anything.
I think it's more in the aiming though. Like you have to be so quick with like moving around, like
That's fine. We don't need to
Yeah.
spend a bunch of time on
Yeah,
control.
that's Hotline Miami.
Yeah, it's personal preferences, yeah. Okay.
What else has anybody else been playing, guys?
Can I talk about White Knight?
You can.
Created by the dudes that made Alone in the Dark, your favorite horror game? Alone in the Dark,
Why'd you have to?
the remake?
Why'd you have to start with that little fact? I didn't even have a
Fireballs?
chance to tell people what I think of the game, and you're already ruining their opinions of it by
Sticky
telling them.
tape?
Is it really that same developer? I forgot about that until you brought it up. So I've been playing White Knight.
Chronicles.
No. White Knight on the PS4. This is a game that Brad featured in Trailer Talk a while ago. It's a horror game. It's kind of set. It's set in the 1930s or 40s. I can't remember. Actually,
Makes
I think
sense.
it's 30s. And you play this. They don't really tell you much about the character himself, but he ends up. I think it's a detective, but
He seems like a detective.
seems like a detective, but he ends up he's driving down a road at night. I think he might even be drunk, and he crashes his car because he sees a woman in the road, and he wakes up and he's injured, and he kind of stumbles up to this mansion looking for help. Ends up going into the mansion and
Never
Killed that
stumble-
woman and now he's in hell.
Never stumble up to a mansion.
Silent Hill.
but the linchpin of the game, or the what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of the hook is like the visual style plays a huge role in this game. So the entire game is presented to you in this like super contrast black and white visual style. It looks very much like a comic book. It actually reminds me a lot of Anarchy Reigns, or not Anarchy Reigns. Mad. What is it? Was that
Mad World.
Mad World. I didn't want to call it Mad World.
I thought we'd be down here during the game footage.
That's what we were supposed to be. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, it's too late.
But damn it, Brad, you threw me off. So it's very noir-esque. So the mechanic in this game, like pretty much the only mechanic, is to kind of wander around this mansion trying to find clues. And you have matches, which is what you use to illuminate everything. Is if you don't have matches, it's pretty much pitch black in there, with the exception of maybe some light coming in.
Can't find like a lamp.
Yeah, so you can light landel. God damn, I can't talk today.
Landeliers.
You
Light candles.
damn it, you
That's
light
fine.
candles.
We're all still tired from Saturday.
You light candles. But there's also like light sources like lamps and stuff. But most of the time the power is out, so you have to find the circuit breaker or whatever and flip it back
That's
on.
what I was saying. Like you can't find like an oil lamp.
No, but like, so I went into this game like,
How come you light candles, but how come you don't then bring the candle with you?
If they were ghosts and the
know.
only thing keeping me alive was light, I'd probably just start setting shit on fire.
no, like literally, like, every time I see a movie where someone's like trapped in a haunted house, I'm like, just if you have fire, just light that bitch on fire. It's hard to be scared of ghosts when the fucking place is burning down around
It's
you. You know what I'm
easy to
saying?
be scared of ghosts when they're burning ghosts.
Voice.
Can ghosts burn?
Finally, I was able
Yeah,
to resist
ectoplasm.
for
It's
her.
very flammable.
Can they?
I'm gonna
blaze
go
it?
have to.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
have to
totally.
Was coming back to the
Confer to
living because of
I don't think
Crispy here.
ectoplasm is flammable.
or if she was the
No,
one to
it's
bring
not
me
even
to
from
her
this
dream.
etheric plane. Why would it
She
be
had
flammable?
become
But who's to say that something from
Stable.
another etheric plane can't be flammable?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what if it comes from a plane that is based on a completely different set of physics?
But what if it's not?
If it wasn't, wouldn't it just be here?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know,
Anyways,
man.
whatever.
All I know is Ghostbusters never set a ghost on fire, except unless you count the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Except he was actually made of physical substance. He wasn't made of ectoplasm.
Correct. He wasn't a
Which
ghost.
doesn't make any sense.
That's right. He wasn't a ghost.
No.
I don't know, man.
How does Slimer slime things?
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm?
But you can't slime something with ectoplasm.
Yeah.
We're really
Slime is ectoplasm.
We're really
Yeah.
tumbling down that rabbit hole. Aren't we?
But if it's not in this ethereal plane, then why is it so slimy?
Because it gets brought into this ethereal
But it is.
plane.
Ectoplasm is created at the intersection between an object from our plane and the ghost plane.
What is ecto cooler? Also, have you
Oh,
read
it's
every
like a citrusy.
I mean, do you read science books from fictional worlds? What the fuck, man? Just say yes.
Maybe.
Anyways, White Knight. There are ghosts. First of all, I went into this game.
I once read a sex ed book or something based on Mass Effect.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Some shit that sci-fi sent me.
I want to read that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Does it talk about
Sci-fi. Where's
Osiris?
mine?
It
Why
was
didn't-
just very detailed explanations of how all these alien races have sex with each other.
Were there like illustrations of their genitals?
There was absolutely illustrations.
With, like,
lots and lots of
labeled?
illustration.
I want to see this book.
It was kind of hot. Until you saw, like,
Krogan's.
yeah.
Oh God.
How do
Anyways,
Krogans do that?
Actually, I think she
Did,
just
did
sent
any of
me-
the races have jag-ons?
this tangent is getting out of control.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So White Knight ghosts.
I didn't know there were ghosts in this game until I found one. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that kind of game. I thought it was just to wander around a dark mansion, try and solve puzzles, and like,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
murder.
there's
kind of-
lots of those. Just wander around a dark mansion and nothing happens.
Well, there's kind of a murder mystery going on, and I figure you may see like flashbacks play out or something, which you do in a sense. But like, I walked into a room and there was this weird fuzzy looking thing. I was like, "What is that?" And I walk up to it. It's a fucking old lady, and they call them shadows. Like you're reading diary entries of this girl, and it's talking about her mother who she hates, and her mother when her mother passed away, her shadow stayed around in the mansion, and her shadow is everywhere. It's the same ghost. It's the same woman.
Oh, really? There's one ghost the whole
There's
game?
one ghost, and it's this woman that's fucking everywhere. You never really know where she's gonna
fucking
be
everywhere.
She doesn't like light, but like not candlelight. She's okay with candlelight.
It's electric light.
Electric light.
Yeah.
You have to kill her with electric light, which can be tricky. But like, I walked into a room, had no idea there was supposed to be a ghost, and I had a heart attack. But so there's one. Oh, actually, there's two things about this game that are potentially troubling. One of which is. And it's troubling, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. So you have a limited number of matches.
Yeah.
Right?
But I assume you can replenish them.
You can replenish them. You can pick them up all over the place. But every time you strike a match, and matches don't last very long, maybe like 15, 20 seconds.
Like a real match?
Every time you strike a match, there's a 50-50 chance that match is not going to like light. Like you, and it's like, psst, and you're like, oh shit. And you
Yeah.
close it out, and you're like, fuck! You just wasted a match. And sometimes you might go through like 3 or 4 of them.
That's annoying.
I mean, it doesn't usually happen. Usually it's just one. And you
well,
gotta-
why was that even a mechanic?
I mean, I guess it's just to build tension because there are matches everywhere. You can usually replenish matches, no problem.
You
But
can't learn how to light a match if you've lit in like.
but you're also in the
Lit?
dark the entire time. I don't know. Like it's one of those things that's kind of visual. You have to look at. I bet if you were challenged,
He's
to, like,
not
light a
doing. He's
match
not
up-
doing it on a box. He's doing it on a matchbook.
Yeah, it's also true.
Matchbooks are much harder to light than a matchbox.
Especially when you
Maybe a
can't see
bit.
shit.
Yeah.
And actually, most stuff in the game you can't actually do. Like one of the things is you'll see something you have to interact with, and you walk up to it, and you're holding a match, and you're like, and you try and interact, and it says you can't do this with
The match.
You have to put out your match essentially,
What?
which is dumb. Like there's there's a chair in front of the door. Why don't you just grab it with your other hand?
What?
It's like he can't hold a
You're gonna
match.
grab
and-
what?
Yeah, there are certain things where he can't use both hands.
Why doesn't he
with
just
one
set the
hand.
match down?
I don't know.
Asynchronous arm movement.
It seems like a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Second big problem with the game, as many people know who watched me broadcast it last Friday, is I ran into a game-breaking glitch.
That sucks.
And I tweeted at the developer only to find out the same night that they were actually in Austin for South by Southwest. So I was like, the chances of them working on a patch right now,
Yeah.
probably
You
pretty
should have
slim.
had to come over and fix it.
Hey, could
Are
you
you-
guys go fix this right now?
Is it still broken?
Yeah, well, I actually had to pull down my save from the cloud storage from the night before, so I lost all my progress
Oh,
from. Technically, I didn't lose it all. I put the save data, with the broken data, on my thumb drive in case they patch it. But by that time, I'll probably already be past it again.
Probably.
The game breaking glitch is literally I went to it. You save in these chairs. They look a lot like these chairs. You sit in this chair, and I saved, and then I stood up, and it uses tank controls, and it has like locked camera positions most of the time. And the camera's supposed to kind of like shift when you obviously go past a point, going to a different part of the room, it'll change. I stood up out of the chair, walked forward, camera did not go with me. I just walked off the screen. And I could hear myself running around the room, but I can't see where I'm going, and the camera won't change. And it's like, and the only solution I found online was like, you have to essentially blindly try and walk to a point where the camera shifts, or you hinder a loading screen.
Yeah.
But I'm in the one part in the game that I've gotten to so far where it's like you can go upstairs to trigger a loading screen, but it won't let you because the story won't let you go up there until you've done something else to progress. So it's like I can get to the stairs, but the message pops up that says you can't go back up because you feel the call of like the woman's call to you coming from the basement, and you're just like fuck. So that sucks. But I'm liking the game enough
You're willing to redo
that I'm
it?
willing to kind of redo what I did.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really cool. It's got a lot of style, but it does have some camera issues, major camera issues at times, and the matches can get kind of annoying. Otherwise, pretty cool. I'd recommend it for Crispy because it's very noir-esque. You seem like you might enjoy that kind of thing.
Noir.
Noir.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
But man, the game's got style in droves. So I would highly recommend it. Are you gonna play it, Brad?
I'm probably just gonna play some Mad World again.
This guy. This fucking
guy.
It looked kind of frustrating and janky. I don't know how I want to play it. I mean,
it
there's
controls
one-hit kills and they come out of nowhere because you can't see where the fuck you're going.
The thing is, usually if you're running, I mean, which you usually are running in that situation, you can like if one of those ghost shadows spots you, you can run away from it fast enough. There are obviously been a few times where you kind of get trapped and you end up. It's weird because like it seems like in this situation, like if you were to get attacked by a ghost or whatever, like the far more effective like animation that would have been creepy maybe is to have it just kind of like fade to black or something and just hear like your neck snap or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like it's really creepy. You're running like, oh my god, it's chasing me, and then it catches you, and then it triggers this like really goofy looking animation of him just like swinging at something in the dark, like oh god, just doing this, like flailing his arms, and I was just like
there's a bee.
Yeah, it looks like he's swatting at fucking bees. It's like come on, like that would have been.
Like,
it was really effective.
What are you gonna do
point.
to a ghost?
Like like once you see that animation, it's kind of like I'm not really scared to have it happen again. I don't know, but otherwise, I think the game's pretty cool.
Cool.
I recommend it.
Is the main character a social justice warrior?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that is one cool thing about it though. I was not expecting a game like this to be kind of positioned like you're reading a lot of diary entries, whatever, which may annoy some, but like they're all kind of positioned around a family struggling in the 1930s during the Depression, and like dealing with like their father who is, I guess, being driven mad or something like that, and he's insane. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a lot of the like really interesting story bits is kind of trying to piece together what's happening in the background. But it's also kind of tied to a serial murder or a serial killer who may or may not be living in this house, or may have been living in this house.
It's always a serial killer.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Maybe.
Being a serial killer and all. Anyways.
Just living in houses.
Y'all been playing Ori and the Blind Forest.
We have. Actually, while you were talking, we did get a new subscriber. So thank you, Joey C. Ski.
Thank you, Joey.
Pandoras are awesome.
Thank you for subscribing.
Surely y'all seen that.
Ori
video.
and the Blind Forest. Can we talk about some Ori for a second? Because I love this game and I have a big problem with it. So
that's not possible according to the internet. You can only hate something or love something.
That's true. It's a very binary concept.
As you can tell by my White Knight conversation.
Yes.
Which I clearly hate.
So Ori and the Blind Forest is supposed to be like a mashup between a Metroidvania and a precision platformer a la like VVVVV or Super Meat Boy or something like that. Or something, yeah.
Or Dust.
And you know what? It's pretty. It's really good as a precision platformer, and it's pretty good, I feel, as a Metroidvania. Yeah. So, I mean, it is set up in a traditional Metroidvania style where the whole world is kind of open to you, and the only thing really gating your progress is the different upgrades that you get. And most of the upgrades aren't really attacks; they're movement abilities. So, for instance, like like double jumping, or there's a really cool dash move that you get at one point where any sort of projectile or enemy that's flying at you through the air, you can jump off of them, and it actually pauses time and gives you like this little radial thing to select which direction you want to go, and it shoots whatever you're jumping off of in the opposite direction.
That was the mechanic I was trying to describe at PAX
Yes.
Prime, and I couldn't.
And it's a really cool mechanic, and they use that in a lot of platforming sections in really cool ways. So like they'll have a section that you kind of have to just there'll be spikes all over the walls, and you have to jump on these things to move around to get through the area, or there will be like different targets around this area, and like these sort of like immobile turret enemies that just shoot at you, and you have to jump off of their shots to move them where you want them to go and like destroy different targets. That stuff's really cool, and the platforming is, I think, really smartly done. It is very challenging. It can get really frustrating, but when you like surpass those challenges, it's really satisfying. It's a lot of fun, kind of powering up and getting to go through these new areas and go through these different really unique environments, which also happen to look beautiful. Yes. Where the experience really kind of like slows down for me is anytime I have to fight an enemy. And you can kind of tell that like combat was a little like, I feel like combat was a little bit of an afterthought here, and that's kind of evident in just the style of attack. Like Ori himself doesn't attack. He doesn't do anything.
Ori like the little rabbit thing?
Ori's like the little rabbit, yeah. There's a little fairy that follows Ori around named Seen or Sane or something like that, Sein. And that fairy is what does all your attacks for you. So whenever you hit X, it just
you're letting a
lashes out.
fairy do the fighting for you?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's kind of like
Words.
the Zelda fairy.
Navi?
Yeah, it's kind of like Navi just shooting lasers.
Yeah, it's
like the main little squirrel
just,
dude
shoots.
doesn't even like animate.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Like he's just standing there when you're attacking, and it's just the fairy flying around you, hitting different things, and
she yells, "What are you doing? Stop standing
you
there!"
You don't aim or anything. You just hit the attack button, and the fairy attacks the closest thing to you.
Huh.
So combat isn't really engaging. It's only it all boils down to, I'm standing next to an enemy, I'm just gonna mash on X a bunch until it's dead.
Yeah.
So
it's
there's
about
nothing
evading.
Well, yeah.
While you're
there, okay,
killing things.
Okay, no, we'll get there.
Well,
so there's a lot of like enemies where like they'll be charging at you, and you have to dodge out of the way, and then mash the X button a few times, and then dodge again, and keep mashing. That stuff doesn't make any sense to me. What does make sense to me are the turret monsters and some of the more like stationary like kind of long range shooters. Or there'll be these ones that crawl along the wall and they'll shoot things out. That makes sense to me. That kind of adds to the difficulty of platforming in an environment. What doesn't make sense is when I'm doing one of these really cool platforming sections and then I go into a room where literally my only objective is just kill these enemies and we'll let you move on. Mm-hmm. Like I went from one very different game to another like very quickly, and it's a different pace, and I don't like it. I don't think.
How often do they make you do that though?
I mean,
you're fighting things all the time.
Yeah, there are enemies all over the place, and it's all about they respawn. Yeah, so whenever you leave an area and come back, they respawn. Sometimes they'll respawn if you're in a big area.
If you're just too far away from them.
Yeah, if you're in one section of an area and you go back, like after a couple minutes, they'll be back. It goes back and forth between this like smart integration of combat in the platforming and just this kind of like mindless, we're trying to be a Metroidvania, so we just have to put enemies here to be a dick kind of mentality. Yeah. You know? And I feel like I don't know which end they're coming from. I don't know if they started this game as a Metroidvania and said we want to add precision platforming to it, or if they started this game as a precision platformer and said, oh no, we don't want to be like too closely compared to something like Super Meat Boy, so let's just open it up and make it a Metroidvania.
I believe it was always... I remember when they first showed the game, last E3, and I remember them talking about it, and I believe it was always supposed to be a Metroidvania, and I believe they always kind of touted this like Super Meat Boy... influences,
like platforming,
precision platforming.
But it seems like the fighting is an afterthought.
I'm trying to remember if there actually even was any combat at all in some of the early trailers they showed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they should take enemies out of the game completely, and even some of the enemies make sense for for what you're doing in that area. Like I said, any of those turret enemies or any of those like kind of slow moving crawling like obstacle enemies, that makes sense to me. But having like the jumping monkeys and the birds that are flying around and the fish in the water for no reason, like that,
They hurt you?
yes,
Well, you don't
that seems
fucking
like
fish.
it seems to me like they were trying to pad the difficulty.
You know, one of the problems I think I have with the combat isn't so much that, you know, like the style of attacking feels a little, you know, indirect or whatever. It's more, and this is from what I feel like I've noticed. I'm not very far in the game. I'm not like Crispy, but I feel like enemy attacks, especially the bullets that come out of them, like they come out very quick.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and they're not. None of the attacks are telegraphed very well. I feel like I'm taking a lot of damage, and I didn't really have too much opportunity to not take it. Even some of these bullets are hard to see. Like there's an enemy that has shot like 4 bullets, and they just fucking come out of nowhere.
So it's one of those situations where there's a lot going on right by you.
Yeah.
So your fairy's attacking, and it's constantly shooting out these blue beams that leave a trail behind them, so they're there. But then the enemies also have these projectiles that kind of get hidden behind
So
yours.
is it sensory overload? Or?
It can
Well,
be
it's-
not
sometimes
overload
it's
so
just
much as
too
you just
subtle.
Can't, you can't see it. It's just you don't know it's there.
There's no sort of animation that says I'm about to attack, which
is
would
what
make,
they need.
Which would make sense if these monsters were being put in the environment as like sort of another layer of obstacle to moving through. And it doesn't really feel like they are. It feels like it's just trash you have to clean up in order to move on. You know,
Which, you know, like Symphony of the Night or something. You wouldn't even really call it combat. They were just enemies that were there to kind of get in your way. I mean, your attacks were like single strikes.
But that was, but
was
in
more
that
about
game,
movement
that was
timing.
much more of a focus than it was in this. Because in this game, you'll go in entire sections where all it is just like Super Meat Boy style platforming.
Yeah.
And then out of like, there was one time last night where I did this whole big like platforming puzzle section, and I got through it, and I go into this room, and one of those like tentacle turret things pops out, and it starts shooting at me, and it moves around the room and is shooting at me, and probably like an hour or two before that, I had done a section where I had to dodge around those in order to trick those enemies into shooting like walls that break open, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, like immediately my brain, based on what the game has already trained me to do, is saying, oh, okay, I need to trick this thing into shooting something by standing in a certain spot and dodging out of the way. But I couldn't figure out what it was, and I'm doing this for like 5-10 minutes of just dodging around, just being like, what am I doing? And someone in chat was like, why isn't he attacking? And I was like, really? And then I attacked and killed the monster, and then the door opened and let me leave, and I was like, why is this room even here? Like, why is this a thing?
Yeah, it just feels
Why,
really out of place.
why did you take me out of what I was enjoying?
It's especially weird
to
to
do
think
this,
that
to literally just jump around and mash X a bunch of times, and then put me right back in
To what you're doing previously.
into the platform.
It seems especially annoying considering everything else it seems like it's really well done.
Well, there's another weird thing that I'm still wrestling with, and that's the like kind of like the save method / energy meter that you use to do everything.
Yeah.
So so you have this energy bar that you can get permanent upgrades to increase the
It's like
size
these,
of it.
Yeah, it's like these little dots
yeah.
of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that resource I think only comes from finding it in the environment, or do you get it sometimes from killing enemies?
I think I'm not entirely sure. I don't think you normally get it from killing enemies. I think you only get health and experience from killing enemies.
But
but there are all these crystals that you get those from, and I think sometimes whenever you get like a save point or something, it'll recharge all your energy.
Okay, but they're not everywhere, and it's
No.
the thing is, it's tied to like the save system. So you create your for the most part, there's very few and far between actual save points, but most of the time you're creating your save points, and all it does is takes one little notch of energy, and you can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called a soul link, and you drop it anywhere you want. That's your save point, and as you level up, it also like creating one of those will like heal you and recharge your energy. And stuff like
But
that.
it's super weird because also like your charge attack in battle, you could charge it up. It would use that same meter to open certain doors. It also uses them as well. So I often find myself like, well, I kind of need a save point. I kind of need to open that door over there. I don't have any energy. I guess I got to go look around for some of these crystals. It just seems weird.
It seems weird, but at the same time, it seems interesting. Like it seems like a more interesting approach to a save system than I've seen in most games.
It seems like it was put in there to
add to the difficulty.
Not add to the difficulty, to be a little different, but it seems to be a little pointless.
I think the reasoning behind that is that it gives you a free form like checkpointing system to do like, so for instance, if you head up to one of those Super Meat Boy style platforming puzzles, you can drop a save point right at the beginning, and then if you die, you go right back there, and then
But you don't know until you're into it.
That's the thing. In any other Metroidvania, would just
sometimes
put a save point there. That's what's weird. I feel like a well-made Metroidvania has very.
Is there no checkpointing outside of that save point?
No.
Well, there's the actual save points, and then there's your drop save.
Oh, okay.
But the actual save points, I've seen one since I've started.
I think
playing.
I've done like 3 or 4 since I've played.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I feel like they're very like in a Castlevania or a Metroid game. Save points are put in very specific places, and sort of that the narrative arc of difficulty, of getting to that next save point is designed to be in such a way. But in this game, since you can kind of place these save points everywhere, you kind of don't know when to place them. Until you die and maybe have to like get there again and say I should drop a save point here, or maybe you might beat something really hard, but you have to decide, well, should I drop another save point or should I keep going? But you could die really quickly in this game, and it's a weird balance.
And then there are parts of the game where, like, so for instance, I went through this tree, and I had to complete an objective, and once I completed it, the tree started flooding. And the whole thing is like, get out of the tree before you die.
So you wasted a save point? Or?
No. You get out of the tree before you die. And it's a pretty long run. There's no checkpoints in between whatsoever. And I can't, if I get ahead of the water, I can't stop and drop a checkpoint.
Yeah.
So like even
There's
like
no time.
like they give the player this odd amount of agency over where to put save points, but even like in certain sections where it really matters that you could do that, they don't let you do it.
It reminds me of a kind of old school Zelda frustration of like, well, to get through this door you need an arrow, and you just use the last of your arrows, fucker. Go look for an arrow. Where like I'll be on a screen and I'll go like, I haven't saved in a while. I guess I'll drop a save point. Well, there goes all my energy, and I walk like 10 feet, and there's a door where I need the energy to get through, and I'm like, well, shit. Now I gotta go find a crystal. It just seems so strange.
Yeah, that is weird. It's also, I mean, not to get too, we can come back to it in a second, but like, when I'm playing White Knight, like, remember how I said you have to light a match to do pretty much everything in that game? If you're in the dark, you really can't do anything except move. Like, that even applies to save points. If there's a chair in the corner of the room and you know that chair is there, you can't sit in that chair and save until you've lit a match. Like, but like, there are times when like, you'll light a match to do something, and you strike the match, and then right in front of you is like a button to turn on the light, and then you turn on the light, and the light comes on. And you're like, well, I guess.
But you couldn't do that until you light a match.
But you could do that until you light the match. It's weird. It's kind of nice to see them experimenting with things.
But like, you're right. But it doesn't seem out of place in like a survival horror game, where from the beginning we've been using like ink ribbons and shit to save. It does seem very strange
in this style
in
of
a
game.
Metroidvania.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play it because I just picked it up. Nolan, are you playing it too? Sounds like you're playing it.
No, I watched them play it. Or Brad played it earlier. I planned on playing it. I just haven't started it yet.
Well,
there's too many games.
We'll talk more about it on a future show.
I mean, it's definitely really good.
Yeah, well,
it's just.
I'll say like that first 15 minutes or whatever is really powerful or whatever. It's really great. And while the game, for me, for what I've played, hasn't left the greatest first impression, I never judge like a Metroidvania on that first 10%.
You can't really. You can't.
No.
I mean, if it's Metroidvania, you can't.
I hated Symphony of the Night.
Can you imagine judging Shadow Complex based on its first 10
arc of
15 minutes?
ability is already pretty apparent. Like from where Brad is at to where I am at, like I'm much more equipped to deal with the world. Basically, it's.
I'm excited.
I'll definitely finish this game.
Nolan, you've been playing Dragon Ball?
Dragonball Xenoverse.
How's that going?
So
you finally got your GameFly copy, huh?
Yep, 2 weeks after the game came out. I got it in yesterday.
Took a while.
Yeah, I booted it up. I made a female Boo character.
Boo.
Well, what does that even look like?
It looks like a Boo, but except for she has hair. But it's like the same flesh. It's like cause remember how Boo can kind of stretch and stuff like that?
Wait, a Boo has hair?
Yeah,
no. It's essentially just its body stretched out to look like hair.
They look like Princess Bubblegum.
Well,
I don't know if
Yeah,
that-
he's not familiar with it. Anyway,
Did you record footage of it?
Yeah, the footage you'll
Is
see
there
is
a female
of mine.
Boo in here?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a female Boo. The funny thing is, the first bit of my footage is the intro, and I just wanted to capture that because it won't let you capture it. It kind of pops up with that you can't record this, so I recorded it anyway because fuck them. But also what is that?
Whoa,
Is that a
really?
female Boo?
Yeah,
Let me
just
see.
showing them pictures of female Boo.
I was trying to look. Oh yeah. Well,
Some
that's
of
like-
that I think is Rule 34.
You know what's
Yeah.
great is she can make her boobs like any size she wants.
Yeah.
Well, you can't in the game.
She have an attack.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that.
Why does
Yeah.
she have hair?
Anyway, moving on.
I don't know,
So
but I'm on board.
so I booted up the game, and like the story is a little weird. It's kind of, you're a time agent. I know Crispy talked about it a couple weeks ago, but you're a time agent in times gone wrong. In the first fight with Raditz, Piccolo and Goku die, so you have to go back and change that by defeating Raditz, and all that kind of stuff. So that's like the main plot, is you're going back to all these major points in the series and fixing things. But you're in this like kind of hub world where you can like buy items and you can get a master. So right now Piccolo is my master, and in the video you actually see me like going up and talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'll train you," and you have to fight him, and once you fight him, he'll give you like a new attack.
I think
that
we're
you
just
can-
watching an episode of Dragonball Z.
Is it still the intro?
intro,
It's
yeah.
pretty long. It's like 2.5 minutes or something. But
Hey, did you see they're gonna release that new Frieza movie in the States?
yeah,
in theaters?
yeah, in LA.
theaters?
Yeah, no, in theaters.
Like
Yeah.
select theaters, or
Well, as of right now, it's the whatever theater in LA. There's one theater that's going to be showing it.
they got to do that at the Alamo Draft House. They
I would
gotta.
hope so.
I want to make
Oh,
a
it's kinda
lady.
cute.
But yeah, so you can like my hairstyle is really weird. It just has like a single like thing coming out of the top.
Wait, is that you?
Let me see. I can't see.
Yeah, that's you. But
If
you
it's
don't
me-
look pink.
No, I'm not pink. You can be whatever color you want.
Booth can be not pink.
Whatever color you want. You can be blue. You can be black. You can be green. You can be purple.
I kind of want to play this game.
Yeah.
guys.
So like as soon as I saw I could be whatever color, I was like,
What kind of
oh.
flesh you color?
It's more of like an orangey color. Anyway, so yeah, and so I started playing the game, and Jaeger had played the game before, and I was asking him, what should I do? And he's like, oh, well, I can like join your game and show you some stuff, but I wasn't to the point where you could play online yet. And so he's like, oh, well, just do the main story until it unlocks the online stuff. And I was like, okay, so I'm doing the main story, and I'm just doing like main story, and I get to like the third main story. There's like the third one. It's the fight with Nappa and Vegeta.
Yeah.
And Nappa kills everybody, so you have to intervene and save them. And it's like a 3-part fight. So the first part is you and Piccolo and Gohan and Krillin fighting Nappa. And I fucking just wipe the floor with him. Super fucking easy. And then he knocks out Piccolo, so now it's me and Gohan and Krillin. And I fucking wipe the floor with him. It's fucking easy. And then Goku shows up. And then Vegeta steps in. And so now Vegeta's fighting Goku in the same plane. Like, yeah, I can technically interact with him. And
But
then
you technically can.
no, you can't. You can. We'll run up and start fighting them, but they're
Oh, yeah.
like Vegeta's kind of on a different level than Nappa. And so then Nappa gets angry and just starts fucking whooping my ass. Like he'll do like a 3-punch combo that takes down like half my health,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Eat a Senzu bean.
Exactly. Well, so there is a few like things like Senzu Bean things you can bring with you into battle, and so I'm like, that's weird.
Times 10.
That's weird. Let me try that again. The problem is it restarts that battle from that very beginning.
Yeah.
Like the
Checkpointing.
three-part battle. I
Wait,
have
the
to-
Sensu bean does?
no,
No,
like
no.
losing.
Dying.
Okay, I was like,
Losing.
that's a shitty bean.
Losing
Checkpointing
a battle.
really sucks.
And so I do it again. First battle, don't take any damage. Second battle, don't take any damage. Third battle, whoops my ass. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I do it like 5 times, and then mid-conversation with Jaeger, I turn off my PS4.
Did you ever check your scouter?
Because I was fucking done with it. Because that's fucking ridiculous.
level
At the
10.
third battle in this game, I can't even do it.
And no checkpoint.
Level 10. He's probably hiding his power level.
And so
I don't know. if he was
I fucking
struggling.
cool off. I play some Persona. That game's never frustrating. And I go back and I don't do the main story. I start doing some of the side stuff. There's these things called parallel quests, and they're kind of weird things that are kind of just like random. Like one of them was like, oh, fighting at the World Martial Arts Tournament. And those are all, I just whoop the floor with every fucking person. That's what you're seeing here,
Yeah.
is me after I booted up the game after losing over and over again. And like these battles are now fucking easy. So one of my biggest problems with this game is the tutorial at the very beginning. So the first thing that happens is it's you fighting Boo. That's it. You're just fighting Boo. Doesn't tell you what's going on.
Is it because you picked a Boo?
No, I think you're Goku at the beginning or something. You like don't even like have your own character, whatever. I can't remember. No, you're yourself.
You fight Frieza.
You fight Frieza, and then you fight Cell, and then you fight Boo. But it doesn't give you any tutorial. It's like do it, and you're like okay. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's the tutorial. This does this. This does this. This does this. This does this. Go. And it gives you like everything at one fucking go. And it's like, don't forget.
Because it doesn't like break it down for you.
No, like it's a very
everything.
much just tells you everything and go.
We call that an info
It's
dump.
just that the controls aren't that intuitive,
And so yes,
so you wouldn't really guess that that's how it works.
exactly. So it's a little weird compared to old Dragon Ball Z games, and there's a way you can do a dash. You just like hold L2 and you can dash anywhere you want on the fucking screen. But the problem is, I'm having trouble doing like short dashes. Like an enemy is like 50 feet away from me, that's fine. I just dash over to him and start punching him. An enemy's like 10 feet away from me, well, I kind of fly kind of slow, but I kind of want to... Is there a way you can do like a quick dash, like kind of just jump 2 feet in front of you or something like that?
I don't know. Like, I think you can just tap it or something. Or like you'll have different moves like instant transmission or something that'll just like pop you right where you
Here's a
Transmission
question.
was a favorite of mine.
Here's a question.
What's up?
What the fuck is Chaozu? What the fuck is that dude? Can
He's
you
a
be
person.
one of those guys?
No,
He's a human.
I don't know, dude.
The little white man?
He's a human. He's like a midget.
Isn't it?
A little person.
Then what is Mr. Popo?
Mr. Popo's not human.
the correct question is, what the fuck is Mr.
Is like
Popo?
a demon?
That's the funny thing is I gave my Boo Mr. Popo eyes, so she just always has these like huge fucking
I'm about to
eyes.
say, I'm looking at your character. I was like, I still don't see the boo from like from a
me
distance.
ask
It
you
looks like a
this.
human.
Who's stronger, Tien or Krillin? Krillin.
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 Yeah,
Depends on what part of the series. But
Technically, isn't Krillin like the strongest human?
Yeah,
Like-
that was kind of the thing.
Well, Hercules.
Oh yeah, right.
Pretty sure
Mr.
Krillin
Satan.
can wipe the floor with Hercules. Don't you mean
Fuck
Mr.
yourself.
Satan?
Yeah, Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan.
No, remember that time we got drunk and we just ended up staring at your Dragon Ball Z poster, naming all the characters?
Yep.
But wait, doesn't
Wow.
Videl
That happened
probably
once.
become a lot more powerful than Krillin by the end of the show? Because Videl got kind of tough,
Yeah.
That's because Mr. Satan.
and she was
Well, then you get into
she
like,
was sleeping with a great
but
Satan.
fucking Tien's tri-beam attack can like was wiping the floor with Cell.
Nappa. Wait, I don't do much to Cell.
Yeah, it was when Cell was in his second form.
He did try
Wait,
them.
do the androids count? Because they were fucking like
Cell's
crazy
second
power.
form was shit, dude. Krillin cut his tail off, right?
Wait, Cell's second form?
No, Krillin cut Frieza's tail.
Frieza's tail off. My bad. What did
Cell
That was the one good
Cell
thing he
can
did in
grow
that
his
fight.
tail back, so it's
Wait,
irrelevant.
Krillin did something to second
No,
version
he
of
did
Cell.
cut his tail off, and he was like, haha, now you can't absorb the androids, and then he just regrew his tail,
Wait,
and he's
he
like,
did
yes,
the
I can.
And that's how you learn.
Destructo Disc.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. You let Krillin.
But no, because Cell goes two, and Tien's like, get out of here, Android 18, and he starts doing a tri-beam attack, and Cell can't do anything.
Oh, remember that
because
time
his
that
beam's really
he
strong.
He did the tri-beam attack just like 50 times.
That's
just
what
pounding him into the
I'm
ground.
talking about.
I thought that was against Nappa.
That was a cool.
No, he
moment.
did it on Nappa as well. But the thing is, when he did it on Nappa, he was already missing this part of his arm, so he
Yeah.
only did it one-handed, so it wasn't as strong.
God, this is
Sure.
guys.
So-
I'm gonna go fucking play this game.
It was single and a half beam.
Yeah. But anyway, well, the only reason I know this, you do realize I just rewatched the series, right? Like within the last like 2 months, Bernadette and I like watched.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes, I know
Wait,
what.
so do you have the whole series?
Well, I have Kai, but I only have. Up
But you have the
through
whole Kai.
the end of
The remake.
No, they don't. They haven't released the Boo
They've only
yet.
done through like Cell, haven't they?
Boo's only out in Japan. They haven't dubbed it in America yet.
So
Anyway,
it's effectively finished.
moving on. So yeah, so the main game is very nostalgic. You going back and kind of doing these things, and there's all these like kind of side missions and stuff. And so once I started doing these side missions, then I started unlocking all these new attacks. Like when I was doing this fight with the Nappa, I had no beam attacks whatsoever. I had like a key blast, and that's all I had. And the problem is, it doesn't. One thing, it doesn't explain this. So if someone shoots a key blast at you, like they've been in any Dragon Ball Z game before, it's just a yellow ball that comes flying at you, right? Well, in this game, you can deflect it if you're moving but not attacking. If you just slightly move the analog stick, your character
yeah.
will just
You
knock
just-
it away. But they don't fucking explain that at all. Like Jaeger had to tell me
That goes back. I mean, it's been like that since Budokai, I think.
Kind of. Well, at Budokai, if you were like flying at them, you
Yeah.
would deflect it. But this, all you have to do is just be tilting the analog stick in any direction. But if you tilt it and then punch, all of those things will hit you.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of weird. You don't have to block. Blocking's different. I don't know. It's weird.
I have
But-
a question, Nolan.
What's up?
It's a very hard-hitting question.
Okay.
Are you liking this game?
So, everything before I captured this footage, I was about to return it to GameFly. Because that battle was just pissing me the fuck off, because I'm like, this is the third story mission, why can't I do this? It's because the game doesn't tell you, don't do the story missions yet.
Yeah.
Go do the fucking side missions so you can unlock new attacks. Like, since I started this, like, footage, I learned, like, 5 or 6 new attacks that are so much better than what I had before. I just didn't realize, because the game doesn't tell you.
So you've done that fight, I assume.
If you just
No, I haven't redone it
Oh.
yet. I haven't gone back to
yeah,
it yet.
it's really annoying because that happened to me a couple times. Like that happened to me during the Cybermen on Frieza's ship. It happened to me during Frieza's final form. Like like these difficulty spikes between one story mission to the next are kind of crazy. Like I leveled up and I beat Frieza finally, and I was like, yes. Fuck, I'm done with this. The next story mission jumped ahead to Perfect Cell, and he was 10 levels higher.
Perfect Cell?
Yeah.
What happened to
It
everything
jumps
in
around.
between?
It jumps around because you're a time traveler.
Because you're time,
Oh.
so you don't always go chronologically.
So it goes to Perfect Cell, and like I had just leveled up to 21 to beat Frieza, who was at level 20. I start the Perfect Cell fight. I turn on my little scouter, and I look at Cell, and he's level 30, and I'm like, fuck. And he just beat the shit out of me. It like the game, like the story mode, keeps funneling you back into doing the side quests, doing the trainer quests, doing co-op stuff with friends.
So it doesn't
online.
give you a lot of... So
But it doesn't really tell you that. It's just like just go do shit.
Get your
until
ass
you get-
kicked and then learn for yourself.
But doing those trainer missions are really cool, and when you do those, you unlock all the like classic moves from the show.
Yeah.
So like I had like Vegeta as a trainer, and I got Gallic Gun, like which is fucking.
So
awesome.
that's the thing. So you can get like right now Piccolo's my trainer, but just running around this hub world, this Toki City, I found like Krillin, he can be my trainer, and like I think can you Raditz be your trainer?
Yeah, you can get
That's
Raditz and Cap
fucking lame.
Ginyu.
So they're all kind of around, and so right now I'm focusing on Piccolo so I can learn his attacks.
Special being
The first move Captain Ginyu teaches you is one of the Ginyu Force poses. So you like turn around with like your ass stuck out, and it like raises your attack power or something. Like it's
That's
great.
cool.
Wait, so when do I get the ability to like just power up?
Oh, there's an actual ability.
I know
you have
there
to
is.
buy
When
this
the
culture.
fuck do I get that?
I don't know. I got it after I bought it
So it's a
from
yelling
the
ability?
store.
But yes.
Yeah, it's like
So,
it just.
so do you remember like
charges
the
your
first
power moves.
Budokai? I don't think there was.
You can go Super
yeah.
Saiyan.
No,
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 Super Saiyan.
the button that charges your Kai gauge.
Yeah. That just
Because
gives you energy.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the old Budokai games?
There was
to
always-
go Super Saiyan, you had to have at least 3 bars of energy
Yeah.
to go Super Saiyan 2.
But
like,
there was always a button to charge.
It was so
Exactly.
satisfying.
But
when
right
you did.
now, I can't. I can't just gain energy.
Dude, I didn't even.
And that's super frustrating. The only way to gain
energy.
energy is by punching someone in the face.
As far as I was in the story before I had to like take it back, I'd gotten, like I said, Perfect Cell. I still had not seen a single transformation power.
Wow.
Like hadn't been able to go Super Saiyan or anything, which kind of sucks. Like that was
so
kind of
that's the
something
thing.
I was hoping
You're
for.
but it also kind of, I bet when it does
Oh
finally
yeah,
happen,
I don't know.
I don't know how it works
what
for a
moves.
move.
Yeah, because only Saiyan's gonna
Can I go like Kid Buu? Is that the final form? Not Super Saiyan 4, like Kid Buu?
Oh, like Kid Nolan.
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
Maybe
we'll
you
see.
go like
And so after playing more of the parallel quests, and that's all I've really done. I trained with Piccolo, and then I've been doing a bunch of parallel quests, which are just like side quests.
yeah,
I've been having more fun with it just because the game hasn't been handing me the ass.
yeah.
And so I think I'm probably going to keep playing it.
This game's been selling really well.
So that's the thing, yeah. As of
it
the
like
other day,
stomped all over the order.
1.5
in
million
February.
copies is where it was at, like as of like yesterday. 1.5 million, which
That's
is a
kinda
lot
cool.
more than I thought this was gonna do. Just because we've been hearing about Xenoverse for a long time.
It's one of those
and-
games. It's one of those games that I really didn't expect to even give two shits about, and it came out, and now I'm like, I should probably play
kinda
this.
Cool.
It is
Like I'm not saying you need to jump it up to the top of your list, but like if you get a chance and you find
So-
one,
I'll probably play
What was
it
the,
by
what was the
end of
last one you played? Like
Dude, I've
like
no,
Budokai 3.
That's the
what was
last
that?
good one.
What was it? Dragon Ball Z something 22 on PS1 or something?
Jesus Christ, Tenkaichi,
No, it wasn't even Tenkaichi.
Ultimate Battle
Ultimate Battle
22. Jesus
22
Christ.
on PS1.
So anyway, all the old Dragon Ball Z games were 2D fighters with like 2.5D where you could kind of shift.
you were
but wouldn't just-
basically fighting with animated GIFs.
Yes, but this game is fully 3-dimensional to the point where like I was fighting like 8 Cybermen at once.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of footage of past Budokai. I think this was by far looks like the most fleshed out.
And so it definitely is. You can kind of do whatever you want. You can three-dimensionally. You can fly up and down. You can do whatever.
I mean, honestly, it's basically Destiny, but with like a way better story.
Do you know why Dragon Ball Z was awesome at the beginning? Because the stakes were high. When that Sideman took out Yamcha, you were like, shit, Song of Ice and Fire. You know, it was crazy. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly
But then
what I said back then.
everybody comes to life like 18 times. It comes back to life again 18 times. It's just, it just killed the stakes of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's what made
fair.
it not exciting anymore. And then everybody's going Super Saiyan and Trunks.
Dude.
That's where the show jumped.
No,
sure.
no,
What,
seriously.
Future Trunks?
Yeah.
I liked the Cell Saga. I was
The
a
Cell
huge fan
Saga
of the
had
Blue
its
Saga.
moments,
The
but
thing is, like, that show, like, because of the nature of the way that they presented that show in America, like, for the longest time, I thought the fucking Super Saiyan thing was like a legend. Like, I had never, like, this was before I was on the
Yeah,
internet all the
right?
time.
Yeah.
I was like, people kept telling me that in the intro on the American version, when he, like, at the end of the intro song, his hair turns yellow, he's going Super Saiyan. I was like, that's just the light reflected. Like, he's not. That Super Saiyan thing's
Dude,
not even
and
real.
then by the end
and
of
that
that series,
fucking happened.
they've got like 4 different levels of Super Saiyan. They're always
3
like,
different.
But for the longest
Or
time,
they
when
had
it was
C.
just Goku, I was
well,
like,
they had like
Ascended Trunks.
So you're right. They had 3 levels of Super Saiyan, and then they were like, well, we can't do another Super Saiyan. Let's do fusions. That'll work. And
that's
then we'll
when
make
it jumped the shark.
and then we'll make the fusions go to Super Saiyan level 3. Yeah.
Only
And Super
only
Saiyan 4,
Gotenks
they have
goes this-
fur.
No, that's
That's
GT.
GT.
It's not canon. Akira Toriyama did not do.
I
Dragon
will
Ball
admit
GT.
though, I will definitely admit, the show did lose little bits of not credibility, but like it got less and less interesting with every Super Saiyan they added. Because for the longest time, when it was just Goku and maybe Trunks, it was kind of like this
It
is
was
like
like
it's like an
only-
exclusive club.
Only 1 Super Saiyan born every 100 years, and then all of a
Trunks-
sudden
that-
9 Super Saiyans
Dude,
are all like
Trunks
best
is
friends and go
so-
out for dinner every day. Like
Trunks is so fucking lame, dude.
Dude, Future
Future
Trunks.
Trunks is awesome.
So you
Oh my
keep
God.
saying the
He's
game.
like,
Oh, my dad's knocked out. I better hope he stays knocked out so he doesn't see my huge muscles. He'll be jealous.
that dude is so fucking lame.
Dude, that was great. I fucking love that.
you
It made
keep-
sense.
You
bitch.
liked him because he had a sword, and he's from
No,
the
his-
future.
His
That's
sword
why.
was useless.
Dude, that moment when you realize that Trunks is actually stronger than Vegeta, like that was cool. Like
Yeah, stronger, but in the wrong way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
slower.
You keep saying like, oh, the Super Saiyans got worse
Sorry,
and
I'm pulling
worse.
a Carlos
but
right now.
the fucking moment Goku went Super Saiyan 3.
No, it's
All right, guys.
No, I'm not saying he looked cool. He
Guys.
looked fucking ridiculous.
Guys.
But I'm just saying that moment when he's like, this is the go even further beyond, and he goes crazy, and everyone's on the world, and they're like, what is going on? And the fucking world's erupting.
Guys, we need to stop because this conversation could literally go on for the rest
Can
of
we
the show.
start a Dragon Ball Z podcast?
Yes!
I'll
Sorry.
I'll tell you where the show peaked.
Tell us, Brad.
I mean, because Cell Saga did have good moments,
Uh-huh.
but nothing should have ever gone beyond Gohan Super Saiyan 2.
No, I agree. The scene at the tournament where he goes Super Saiyan 2, one of my favorite moments. of the entire
Gohan
show.
becomes like a joke after that moment.
Oh, you're talking
yeah.
about the first moment
when he
goes Super Saiyan
grows
2.
up and becomes like the great Saiyaman.
Which is fine, but it's like Gohan was supposed to be the kid with like ultimate potential.
he was supposed
and
to
that
surpass
moment
Goku
fucking
and-
happened.
Yeah. He surpassed his father
He
and
fucking
became
killed.
the best.
He fucking killed Perfect Cell with one arm. That's awesome, guys. We've got to stop.
Do we
gotta-
have to, though?
Who would win in a fight? Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or the Hulk?
What?
It's a legitimate question.
Crispy's legitimately thinking about this. Okay, guys. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, I just want to talk very, very, very ever so briefly about Final Fantasy 15 for like 5 minutes, and move on.
Before we go to break, can I just say the reason I'm not talking about Codename Steam is because I played some of the game, probably a couple hours, but I've had so little time to play that I'm not even beyond where I was in the demo. So everything I said about this game before, it just applies to when I'm playing now.
gotcha.
So.
Well, that's good. We talked about a lot today, including a lot of Dragon Ball Z. Anyways, we'll be back in just a second. We're going to take a quick break, stretch your legs, come back, talk about news, talk a little bit about the Final Fantasy 15 demo we just played. Because guys, we just played that game.
Kind of.
Kind of. Sort of.
It
maybe.
played us.
Or we watched Brad play.
Brad-
We
running around
watched
in
Brad
circles.
play. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. right, let's have a good time while recording.
Hey, guys,
we're having a good time.
Just relaxing.
All right,
Relaxing, all cool.
I know you guys don't have
some
your...
b-ball outside of school.
Hey,
When a couple
guys,
of guys.
biggest news of the week. There's a normal looking human being in a Final Fantasy game.
Oh,
There's a
Just-
lot of them.
Just the one?
Yeah.
We just played. Okay,
speaking
they-
of,
I just want to. We'll talk about it more because
And they have
Yeah.
cell
at this point next
phones
week
and
we'll probably all have at least seen, if not
Coleman
played, all the way through
tents.
the Final Fantasy 15 demo.
Mm-hmm.
We just played the Final Fantasy 15 demo before the show.
Well, the first part of it, yeah.
First part of it.
Some of it.
It's a long demo.
Yeah.
Why are you? What's your finger?
speaking of big news, kind of need to pull up some deets
was
on,
thinking
on,
about
the,
a
on the
butthole.
Nintendo news, because is anybody
What
boned
deets?
up on that?
I have some deets. What deets did you want to know?
Would you like your phone back, Brad?
Well, I mean, it's in my pocket. I wasn't going to pull it out, but...
Go ahead and pull it out, Brad.
Okay. Well, but I played Final Fantasy 15. Maybe
All right. Well, why
I'll
don't you
wait.
tell? What did you think about Final Fantasy 15? I mean, here's the thing.
It
Final
seemed
Fantasy
okay.
15. I feel like this demo more than anything was like more of a like trust us. This game exists. We're gonna show you by
Well, I
letting
mean,
you
at
play
this
it.
point, we already know it's existing. We've seen gameplay footage. It's not like fucking Last Guardian,
But-
where it's like they've been stringing us along
Yeah.
for like a
They-
decade.
They made
It's
it-
been 6 years.
Let's be honest. They made an HD port of Final Fantasy Type 0 because they didn't feel right charging $60 for a demo.
And let's be clear, it has not been 6 years. It has been 9 years since this game was announced.
Well, he was talking about
The first time
Last
it was
Guardian.
the first time it was
Or-
the first time the Last Guardian was publicly shown was the first E3 we ever went
Brad's
to.
now talking about 15.
I'm talking about 15.
Yes,
Oh,
it was
what?
announced.
Okay, we're talking about two different things.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 15, when I first saw, I guess, the more recent footage of it, where you saw them driving around, them getting out of the car, them
Yep.
fighting things, everything looked very kind of animation heavy. Not like, it made you wonder, like, are those like
really
moves you can
contextual.
do?
How much is it scripted?
Yeah, like it seemed very contextual. Well, playing the thing, you feel like you're constantly wrestling the game for control, I feel like. It's constantly like diverting your attention. You're constantly like stuck in like walk animations and
Which we talked about possibly as disguising loading in certain
no,
areas.
well, I mean it's most certainly doing that, but it's very strange. Like everything feels a little sluggish, a little swimmy.
So it looks pretty. So they're trying to make it cinematic.
Mhm.
So yeah, so they
It's the Ubisoft.
exactly. To make it cinematic, they kind of take a little bit of control away from you in the sense that the camera will often try and do its own thing
Which,
to kind of show
to
you
be-
something. Or
Which is true. I see what you're doing. Like, the thing is, the series has always kind of done that to a degree. Like, maybe not to the same extent or in the same way. Are you about to fall asleep, Crispy?
What?
The thing is,
Crispy's like looking right at me, like one eye's closed.
give me my phone.
No, it wasn't.
You will give me my phone.
I took everybody's phone away from them before the show.
I'm fine. I'm good. We're talking about Final Fantasy.
Just looked at you like one eye was closed.
No, I wasn't. What are you talking about?
It seems
I'm sorry. Okay,
this
what I
game
was-
seems very like kind of Assassin's Creedy.
Well, what I was
in
trying
that
to say
sense.
is like it's not that much different from like back in the day, like playing Final Fantasy. Like 7 comes to mind for me, where you're watching
But
these
the-
long cutscenes and like the cameras move very specifically, and like you don't have any control of the character at all. You're still kind of the same
But
thing,
those
but
weren't
like
action RPGs.
no, they weren't.
This is very much an action RPG, and I feel like when you play that type of game, especially when you kind of like seamlessly go into battles, you want
full control.
full control.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at this game and it's beautiful, and I'm seeing this giant
It is.
behemoth, and I'm like, this reminds me so much of Dragon's Dogma, but my God, does this not play like Dragon's
So
Dogma?
that's what
No.
I wanted to bring up. Is yes, it very much looks like a very, very pretty Dragon's Dogma, but when you play Dragon's Dogma, you have complete control down to every
But,
movement
yeah.
of your character.
But on the same token, Dragon's Dogma was like the complete opposite of Final Fantasy in that it's not a very cinematic game. It's not very story heavy. It's not very story driven. I mean, there are story elements to it, but like
yes,
like those are two
that's
completely
very
different
true.
styles
but
of RPG.
the problem is,
we live in a post-order world. I think we all learned from those mistakes.
so the problem with that is that's. I mean, it might be technical, but I don't understand why this game can't be that.
Yeah.
Why it can't be a little more. The controls are, I don't want to say floaty. They're just not very
swimmy.
Yeah, I guess.
Sluggish.
Sluggish. I guess would be the best.
I'm wondering
term.
if that'll speed up
And it's, I mean, once again, this is a very early demo, so who knows what it will actually do.
Not just is it early, but like they're actively tweaking it. When they first showed off footage of this demo, people were freaking out because every time Noctis like attacked something, there was like a hit stun, or there was like where the game kind of like freezes just for a split
Like
second
stutters,
to make it feel like the attacks like hit hard, and it made it seem a lot more sluggish. But then when they like a couple weeks ago, they released more footage of that same demo,
but without that,
and they had patched that out of the game.
Yeah.
And he was just wailing on these little goblins, and there was like no delay between attacks. So they're still trying to figure this thing out.
And the good news is, since it is so early, like they have a long time.
Don't say so early.
Well, I know, but dude, the
9 years.
game was just unveiled as like
They've been showing gameplay for this game for the past 4 years.
Sure, but but only 2 years ago was when they decided to, like, at some point transition it from being a game that was part of the Final Fantasy 13 collection or whatever you call it into being the next
13 versus
15,
13.
which I would imagine making that transition involves a lot of like repurposing things, making it play or look or control a little bit differently to make it stand out and not feel like a Final Fantasy 13 game. Like at some it's been in development for a very long time, but they've been making probably some pretty dramatic changes to it in the past 2 or 3 years. And that. So,
but no, so I think one of the things is it's going to be a massive game. It's not going to be like a small like game. It's going to be huge. And so yeah, that definitely takes time.
But like,
and that's the most exciting part, is that you have this big world, you can just kind of pick up side quests, you can just explore theoretically.
Yeah.
Which seems cool, but I swear to God, they need to stop like just fucking manhandling the player. Just let me play. I mean, let me just have at this.
The biggest offender is easily that the warp mechanic where you were trying to.
I think that was a misunderstanding of
how the system
how
works.
it works. Yeah. So the warp outside of battle, you just look at something and press X.
Yeah.
But in battle, you lock on to an enemy and press X. And so I think I was under the impression, just because of the way the tutorial worked, was that you had to, outside of battle or whatever, anything you wanted to warp to, you had to press R1 on.
Yeah.
You had to lock on.
So maybe
that's what I thought, but I think that was my fault. It is different than that.
Yeah.
But it's still a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Just as far as like when that cursor appears and sometimes it goes away for a second, it's just like when you're locking onto stuff in the environment. Like we've seen footage of him kind of like fighting in a city where it looks like he could do that a lot more.
Yeah.
But out in this forest, he can only do it on like
towers,
like
a couple of cell towers.
So I'm guessing that might be a little more useful or cool later on.
We'll talk more about it. I just kind of wanted to bring it up since we did just play it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it through. I'll probably play the whole thing on the feed sometime this week.
I want to play it, but I don't have Type 0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's even holding his hand like his phone.
No, I'm not.
You can see his thumb like moving.
He's like, oh my god, I could be texting right now.
Should I buy Type 0?
Well, the thing is, like, Type 0 has been getting good reviews.
It's interesting.
It's
so far.
honestly, I bought this. I'm totally ashamed of this, but I totally went online and bought this just because I wanted to fucking play this.
Dude, that's why I bought Dragon Quest 9.
Yeah, with the Final Fantasy 12 demo.
12 demo. Yeah, that's why I bought. That's why I bought.
That's why I bought fucking. Oh god, what was it? Oh god, I don't remember.
Crackdown?
Crackdown was the Halo demo. I didn't really.
Zone of the Enders.
Yeah,
Zone of the
Enders
was it.
for Rising.
I bought Zone of the
Vengeance, whatever. But this demo looks like it could be like at least 10 hours of like content. It seems pretty big.
You mean the demo?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't
The
know.
demo was like 25
People
gigs
are
or
saying
something.
it's about 2 hours.
Oh, no, I'm
3
sorry,
hours.
it's 5 gigs. 5
gigs.
What am I thinking?
I mean, I guess, it seems like, just from what I kind of saw, what Brad was doing, there was like a couple of side quests that we walked past that it seemed like you could do. It seems like you can explore this demo area significantly.
So we'll, maybe we'll find a way to see if we can get Nolan and Brad to play it too. Because right now, Crispy and I have.
Yeah,
it's a
the
code.
only
I kind of wish it was on a disc. We could just pass it around, but we can't.
Seems a little Kingdom Heartsy, the way you're like cycling through your special attacks and
I don't know.
triangle.
So that's the thing with it being an active battle system that they're going with now, is that you don't have like that drop down menu where you go in and select what you want to do. It's you have your basic attack, You have a guard, and then you have your like your special moves.
Oh, yeah.
That you just like Brad was saying, you cycle through, and it seems like more similar to like Final Fantasy 13. That you have a set of moves, and you go into a menu, and you can choose which one of those you have in that cycle spot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just go in and say, I want these 4 moves in my cycle menu, and then go in and cycle. And I don't think during battle you could change those. Because I think when you pause during battle, it just pauses the game. But outside of battle, it brings up that menu. Oh no, there was a tactical one.
Yeah.
Maybe in battle you can. I don't know.
Jesus Christ, the 15 demo is 2 hours of story, 10 to 20 hours just exploring all the extra content.
So that's what it seems like. You can get quite a bit. Just that was just my assumption based on like Bragg walked past a couple of side quests. I think you could. I mean, similar to like Ground Zeroes, you can finish that game in like 8 minutes.
That's kind of badass.
But I think it seems like there's a lot of content in that.
That's crazy. All right, we'll play more of it, and we'll probably talk about it more in depth next week. But let's go through the news. There's not a whole lot of news this week, but I would like to move through it fairly quickly so we can get to it. We have a few Patreon questions this week we'd like to cover.
Sure.
So why don't we come back to Brad last? I was gonna just bring up the Uncharted news, which I'm sure does not make Nolan very happy.
Nope.
Uncharted 4 has been delayed to 2016.
Yeah.
Which honestly I kind of saw coming. I mean,
Hopefully it's not another Christmas where fucking Sony doesn't have shit.
Yeah.
Because last Christmas they had nothing.
yeah, that is true. I mean, there's just
So honestly, it wasn't a big surprise to me, especially because a couple of weeks ago I saw Nolan North and Troy Baker tweet out a photo. I think it was when Leonard Nimoy died. They tweeted out a photo from them doing like mocap
so
for this
still,
game.
Yeah.
Like they're still doing motion capture.
Oops.
Fuck.
Sorry.
But I mean, they can fucking pile
Guys,
phones.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to go to bed.
Oh,
my Fitbit's going off too.
Time for bed. Yeah, so
Literally.
I see this game's I don't know how. I mean, technically, I guess they could do. Maybe they needed to fix a scene later, but it seems like it's still. But once again, this is one of those situations where I'm like, it's a game I really want. I'd rather them get it right than put it out early.
And yet my initial reaction was like, okay, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out this year, and then I was like, well, then again, like a lot of that stuff is front loaded.
Yeah.
Like we have Batman coming out, we have Bloodborne coming out,
Witcher.
we have Metal Gear, which will be out in Witcher. We have Metal Gear coming out in September.
No
But, like,
Man's Sky.
What's coming out past September that like could potentially be?
Metal Gear.
I mean, past September.
Past. Okay.
That could be because this. I'm assuming this was initially going to be like November or December.
I would assume so.
So like, that was going to
Zelda.
Like, Zelda could
It's
be.
supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, but if Uncharted's not
Star
coming out
Fox
this year,
is supposed to come
Zelda's
out before
definitely
that.
not.
That's true.
So is Star Fox coming out next month or
Crackdown. Not Crackdown. Yeah, Crackdown.
Yeah, new Crackdown.
Maybe.
What
I don't know,
about Phantom Dust?
Let's not talk about that.
He just rolled his eyes.
Yeah. All right, Nolan, what do you got?
I just wanted to bring up that Paula Deen has a video game now.
Really reaching for news this week.
Yeah, no, I didn't know Paula Deen was still a thing, and now she has a mobile
Well, she
game.
wasn't
That's
for a
essentially
while.
a Candy Crush ripoff. But it's just one of those kind of. I wanted to bring it up because it ties into our other news with like mobile games and like where the fuck they're going.
What's with all these celebrities making games and shit?
All right. Oh,
No, because I wanted
I
to.
thought you were transitioning.
We can transition to what your news topic was going to be.
Who is Paula Deen? Says the automatic in chat.
The lady
Well,
who
he's
likes
not
her
from
butter.
America. Yeah,
Yeah.
She's a cooking personality who starts every recipe with a stick and a half of butter.
Or 3 sticks. Or a gallon of butter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted.
And she's racist.
Yeah, she is a little bit.
Hey, I always forget about
To tie
that.
that into mobile gaming because of Brad's topic.
Well, yeah. Here's the big headlines, and we'll go from there. Nintendo is partnering with this company, Dena, D-E-N-A.
Yeah, I guess Dina is fine. Dina.
Oh, it's a Japanese
Paula
mobile.
Deen? Sorry. Sorry.
I don't know what the company is.
Yeah, they're a mobile company. They do a lot of
they're
mobile
a
stuff.
mobile company.
But they also do like online. I mean, since they're in the mobile space, they do a lot of online interactivity.
Okay. Well, they're going to be bringing Nintendo games to smartphones.
What?
They're
Who
going
was it?
mobile.
Yeah.
Wasn't there someone in this group this past week that said if I
David.
ever see Is that what David said?
Yeah.
If he ever sees a Nintendo character on another platform other than Nintendo.
I think he's because that was a conversation we had on the very first podcast.
Wait, what did he say?
Oh, that's what we were talking about, right?
If he ever sees Link on another system,
Besides a
he-
Nintendo
he's,
system.
he's going to quit gaming forever.
Well, shit.
Uh-oh.
And it's quote, it's
It's official. He said it.
It's both companies will develop and operate new game apps based on Nintendo's IP, including iconic game characters for smart devices.
So we're gonna have some Zelda games possibly being made by non-Nintendo
I'm assuming they're
folks?
probably going to go Mario first and see where that goes. But one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to with this merger is that Dina has a lot of online experience, and that's what they're going to be taking over that from Nintendo, like the online interactivity. 'Cause
apparently, a lot of this is going to change too. It's also going to this alliance is going to lead to the replacement of the Nintendo Club points and stuff as
Yeah,
well.
'cause
It's
Nintendo
just-
So
Club
this is
is
going to
going
have
away.
far-reaching impacts beyond just mobile devices.
yes.
But Nintendo sucks at anything online.
Yeah, they do.
So hopefully this merger or this acquisition, whatever the fuck
Maybe that
happened,
was part of the agreement. It's like, can you fix our online shit? I don't know. Can we make some? Can we
that-
put some of your
that
characters on our
might-
systems?
That might be it. But I'm really hoping that takes Nintendo to not the next level, maybe to like fucking PS2 era network communications. At least if they can get to there.
PS3, come on.
Okay, I have PS3.
So the other thing that happened with Nintendo is they announced their new system.
Oh, they announced they
Well, I mean, they revealed
that they're working on a
that
new
they're
system.
working on their new
officially.
system, and its code name is
NX.
NX.
This is a console.
Yeah, their
it's
next console.
it's Nintendo says their next dedicated video game platform,
That is broad.
which that confirms that it's not a phone.
Yeah.
Because it says dedicated video game platform.
Virtual Boy 2.0.
But a lot of people have been kind of speculating, or maybe hoping, or maybe thinking that one day
It doubles as a toaster.
That Nintendo would maybe do a system that maybe the natural evolution of like the Wii U.
Reborn in chat just goes, I just bought a Wii U. What the fuck?
That Nintendo might
It's gonna be a while.
Might basically make a game system that is also its handheld.
Kill two birds, one stone.
Like,
So basically make the Wii U tablet like both.
well, like the Wii U tablet is the system that you can take to go, but it also hooks up to your TV.
That could
I don't want that.
that could be cool.
Because to me, that sounds like it's just going to be another underpowered system.
Of course it will be. But you
But
can take it to
Nintendo's
go.
always been. I think the only time Nintendo's platform has like stood out to me as like the most powerful platform on the market potentially. I mean, it was probably, even if it was probably a very short, small window. Was the GameCube.
Yeah. For a little while they had the fucking edge kind of
Before the Xbox
GameCube.
came out,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. With the GameCube, but then ever since then they've just been like a console generation and a half behind.
That was like the
And-
last halfway normal system they made.
Exactly.
Like,
No. The last halfway normal system they made was the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wait,
so-
what was not normal about the GameCube necessarily? Just the discs were tiny.
It had come on, man. That thing was fucking weird. It had no like proper.
It was a cube and shit.
It had no proper
Fuck cubes.
online like the PS2 and the Xbox
Yeah,
had. It had
but
a
that
weird
wasn't-
Oh, yeah.
but
fucking
that was at a
controller. It
point
had
where
these
that
tiny
wasn't-
little discs when everyone else was doing DVDs. It was just
Well, I think the
That
point
was
was
at a
they could
point-
fit their content on those discs.
Yeah, and that was at a point where that kind of stuff wasn't as egregious.
Yeah.
You know?
But so my issue is they've always put out underpowered stuff, which leads to them basically putting out Nintendo first party games and shitty games. And that's all that's on their
like
console.
Paula Deen.
Exactly. And so that's my biggest problem. If Nintendo wants to be gimmicky, be as fucking gimmicky as you
Except
want.
for the occasional third-party.
There's a few of them. Bayonetta.
I was gonna say, yeah, Platinum.
Yes, Platinum Games. But my
And whoever made No More Heroes.
yes.
But
my biggest
Bayonetta 2 is published by Nintendo.
well, yeah, now
Wait a second.
yeah.
Who made No More Heroes? Was that
Suda.
Yeah, Suda.
Okay, there we go. Grasshopper. There we go.
So my problem with them is they keep putting out these consoles that bank on this. Oh, it has a tablet and blah blah, and you can fucking play golf on it and all
Hey,
that
that
shit.
golf is cool for a day.
Exactly, it's cool for 10 minutes, and then what have you fucking played on your Wii U since then? What have you played on your Wii U, Nick?
Bayonetta. Wind Waker.
Bayonetta, Wind Waker,
Wait.
Mario,
Smash Brothers.
No, we're forgetting a very important role,
Pikmin,
which I have not played. The Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101. But once again, that's like 9, like all first party games, and then like one like third party game, or one fucking now Nintendo acquired.
That is
but
just
that's what
the
I'm
state of
fucking
Nintendo.
talking about. Why can't they put out a console? They want to have the cheapest one because everyone's gonna buy. Why can't they just fucking put out a console that's on par with the other ones? Why is that so? Why is that such an egregious? Why is that so far outside the box that they could do that so they could have? They tried to put like Assassin's Creed on and it ran like shit. They put Deus Ex on it, it ran like shit.
Their focus should just be making a console that is unique but at the same time appealing to third-party developers, and they have not done that.
I don't want them. I don't think that the next Nintendo console should be able to run, Final Fantasy 15 at full. I don't need it to do that. I want it to be powerful enough that third-party developers want to create games for it. This tablet has so much potential behind it, but the developer has to completely learn how to do this, which means they also have to dumb down if they're trying to make a game for multiple platforms, they have to dumb it down for the Wii.
And most of the time, those end up getting scrapped.
Exactly. I just don't understand why they can't put some inkling of power in their console.
Well, I mean, it's one, they don't feel like they can compete.
Honestly,
they couldn't with the 64 and the GameCube when they had.
The thing is, they don't think
comparable
they have. They
specs.
don't think they have to because.
Well, they don't think they have to
because of the success of the Wii.
and the DS. Yeah. So they're like, hey, weird and different means success, and
now they're realizing that they can't just do that again and hope that it sells as well, because they obviously.
Also,
I think a lot of it just comes down to, I think they assumed that if they just did another Wii, it would sell just as well as the original Wii, and like everyone that bought a Wii, all those millions of people that bought Wiis, 80% of them are probably people who are comfortable having one console and they have no interest in ever buying another one.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah. Anyway,
many times
we
before.
have.
Damn it,
It's just-
Nintendo! Damn it!
But hey, the NX, Nintendo Next, Nintendo Experience.
Someone at Nintendo is a Star Trek fan.
No, Crispy. No.
Crispy.
If they were a Star Trek fan, they probably wouldn't have named it that.
Why? NX is the prefix that Starfleet uses for all their prototype starships, like the Defiant.
Hey, Crispy.
Hey, what's up?
What do you have for news this week?
Well, I don't have much. I read a thing where Miyazaki, the game director on Bloodborne, said that for some reason felt the need to say that the violence in the game is very tasteful. That they had, like, early on in development, they had to tone down the violence a little bit. That there will still be blood and gore, but that it'll all be very artistic.
Based on what I played at PAX
And I don't know what that matters. But
Prime, I can vouch and say that the violence in Bloodborne is tasteful.
What the fuck are you talking?
I'm
I don't
just
know what that
kidding. I
means.
have no idea
So
what it means.
I
That
had
game is
nothing
violent.
else to talk about, and Bloodborne comes out next week, and I'm not going to be here to talk about it, and I want to play Bloodborne, and I hate life.
I don't think it's ever been mentioned on the show, but recently it came out that invasions, like player invasions, there's no pop-up or warning anymore.
Yeah, we were talking
It
about
just
that.
happens.
We talked about that on the show?
I thought so.
Not since that came out since
Wait,
our
so
last show.
it
I don't
just
think we talked
happens?
about it on
We
the
did-
show.
yeah,
Or we talked about it at Board Game Night or something.
maybe, but
yeah,
not on the
like-
show. So in previous games, this player has invaded your world or whatever. That doesn't happen anymore. In Bloodborne, they're just there.
They just come after
You don't know.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is.
It's also
kinda
terrifying.
Yes, it is, and that's what I like about it.
They just
Can I
kill
just
it.
turn off the internet connection while I play this game?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, in Dark Souls,
There was always an option to play offline.
I don't think I ever got invaded by anybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where in that game, the more you invaded, the more you got invaded.
Yeah.
But since I never did any evasions, I never got invaded.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it
So
happens.
I don't think it's gonna, unless you're doing a lot. I think you'll be fine.
I mean, I wouldn't mind invasions if, like, the entire culture of, like, the internet and young people is to just be assholes
Yeah.
and to be trolls.
Yeah.
That no one just wants to like play a good game. People want to be fucking dicks because that's internet cult. I mean, that's just.
That's how you make funny YouTube
I mean, for
videos.
It just
every-
makes me roll my eyes.
For every one invader who like gives you a good bow and gives you a chance to get ready, there's the other guy who like tricks you into doing the bow and then like starts throwing lightning bolts at you. Like,
What a dick.
Yeah.
what a fucktard.
Anyways, it's that time, Nolan.
Is it?
It is. It is that time. And we need to get going. 'cause it's
Okay,
getting
time for
late.
community. Time for the community. All right, moving on. It's time for the community, guys. Since we started our
Patreon?
yes, we've been going through and thanking all of our Patreons.
Oh, God, we missed a week.
And so that's what the first thing I'll do today. I'm going to go through 10. We're still on that initial like burst of people.
Surge.
Yeah.
So as soon as we catch up, we'll...
we're at like 100.
108.
Yeah, my list only goes to 64 because I haven't updated it. But
I'll
we're
get
not
you- I'll
even
get
that
you an
far
updated
yet. No,
list.
I can download
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
haven't done it yet.
2.
Because we're not even there yet. So, going through, Adam J.
Jensen. Adam Jensen.
Yep, Joe E.
Fatone.
Joe E.
Joe.
Oh,
Jason K.
I got nothing. Oh, God.
Haraz?
Haraz.
Haraz A.
Haraze.
Haraz.
You got it. Nailed it.
Victor G. Jeanette C. Jarrett T. Liam P. Christy T.
What? Yep.
No, I'm just curious about this person's name.
No one's getting tongue-tied.
No, the Christy person. Because I used to know a girl named Christy and then a last name that I'm not going to say, and I'm just curious. I don't know. I'll ignore that. And then Tam P.
Tampy?
Tampy?
Yes.
Tampon.
No.
Nope.
No.
Damn it, Brad.
Didn't, no.
And we lost a
Lost a
patron.
patron. Okay. That's
Brad,
107 patrons.
The view of Brad Simons does not necessarily represent the view of 4Player Podcast.
Ever.
Nope. And so, moving on. Forums. We have them.
We do.
You should be in there.
You should.
I haven't been in there much lately.
It's been
I try so hard.
Go check out that official Flash
do you need a
thread.
new
'Cause the
thread?
Flash
No, I
comes
have a
back
thread.
tonight.
I have a thread that I was going to bring up. It's just... Jesus, Brad. Why is your fucking light on?
Oh shit! How long has that been on?
He's just blinding the camera right now.
Like, when we first got our forums, I was in there every day, but then lately I'm just like... I'm not a forum guy. I try so hard.
It
I try
happens.
so hard.
Let's all be forum guys.
Hey, I was in the forums and I've been asking people what I should watch next on HBO Go. By the way, I watched the first episode of The Wire.
Okay.
How long does it take for that show to get its hooks in you?
Oh, this question. Don't ask that question.
3 seasons.
No, I mean it's a slow burn. Give it a few episodes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
So the thread that I actually wanted to bring up this week was one that was started by Brad.
Oh.
That's in the
Oh.
4Player Network section.
Oh.
And it is the subscriber Patreon Let's Play ideas.
Oh, yeah, that's an important one.
Yeah, and
is-
essentially that thread is just about y'all giving us ideas for what y'all want us to play for our Let's Plays. There haven't been too many suggestions in there, but I just want to make sure that when you go in there, you don't just say, like, Yakuza, or I want Nick to play Final Fantasy X too. Like, just literally kind
Someone
of...
say that?
No, I'm just
Oh.
saying a game. Explain to us what game you want us to play and why you want us to play it. Because, I mean, I gave out a poll of a bunch of games that I kind of wanted to play, and just whatever y'all voted on, that's what I did, and that's how I started my Uncharted Let's Play. But yeah, we really want your opinion because you're the one watching the videos.
And you're up to episode 2, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm doing Silent Hill 2.
Or 2 just got posted Sunday. I already
And
have...
another one coming up this week.
Mhm.
I am on episode 3 of my Silent Hill 2 Let's Play. Crispy, I still think you should do Beyond Good and Evil. That came up during a discussion in another forum thread.
Or
That's
you know what?
True.
I think you should do a Zelda game.
Okay.
You ever played
I
Wind
don't
Waker?
have a capture card.
Well, we're gonna take care
Remember.
of that.
No, I know, but
Well,
remember, I also
well,
had the Demon Souls on the list too,
You don't-
waiting for a capture card.
Well, that one would probably be good live.
Okay.
But because everyone wants to see that. But
Demon Souls.
also, there's a new top 5 that some of you people should go watch because hey, I spent some time doing that.
Yeah, it's up. People have been commenting on it, Brad.
No, they haven't.
What the hell are you talking
On the
about?
activity feed.
On the activity
Oh,
feed,
okay.
On the
Josh.
activity feed.
You know where it's posted?
You don't need a capture card to play Link to the Past.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
So moving
You
on.
play what you want. Don't let this man
Moving on.
dictate it again.
This man needs to play some Zelda games.
Subscriber of the month.
I mean, he's not wrong.
We got one.
We do.
Tokubap.
Don't go back.
The game you chose for us to play is Mount Your Friends.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
A
Christ.
delightful little
Oh
game.
my god.
How you guys didn't get the cops called on you a little while ago, I have no idea. I was
Dude,
about to call
if
the cops.
had
I'm in
gotten
the apartment.
called, we would have just invited them to
Yeah,
play.
they would have just been like, dude,
and
check
then they
this
would
out.
have been like,
The cop's like, ah! Starts shooting off his gun.
We will probably play some more next week before the podcast.
Definitely,
begins.
we'll play some
We'll
more.
do a more official broadcast.
And I
Talk
think
about
that
that.
was short enough to where we could probably upload that whole thing to YouTube, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe tone down the volume of the video
Maybe,
before we
yeah.
upload it.
Yeah. Just wear fish bowls on our heads. And then chatter of the week.
Everybody's favorite part.
This is everyone's favorite part of the show, where we pit two chatters against each other in an all-out brawl of chatterness.
When we're
and
doing Patreon questions, is that after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how good they are at mounting their friends.
Chatterosity.
Mount
So-
your cops.
This week, first we have Darius.
He wins. Cool name.
Does he like the fish shooter?
Arxidius?
Arxidus.
Arxidius?
I don't know. Arxidius. He's in chat.
Arxidius,
right now.
yeah.
Saw him a minute ago.
City.
Arxidius in chat from Virginia.
Do a Mount Your Friends 4PP championship. Sorry.
Darius writes, shameful secret. The thing I'm most shameful of is how long it's taken me to be part of the 4-player community. I remember seeing a few chuckleheads on Justin TV pointing a camera at a TV screen, and I've been around ever since. I remember when the podcast had background music too. Now I'm finally an active
God.
member after so long. Better to start late than never, huh?
I completely forgot I used to do that.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass. I would actually play music from the games we were talking about in the background as we were talking about
I remember that.
It took me forever.
That happened for like 2 episodes.
No, it
Yeah,
happened. I did that for a lot longer
yeah,
than
it
2
was a
episodes.
while.
And it was a pain in the ass.
All right.
And Brad appreciated it.
I didn't even
Clearly.
Darius's greatest gaming achievement. I got my mom to play through the Deku Tree dungeon and Ocarina of Time all by herself.
That's impressive.
She has terrible eye-hand coordination, is hysterically anxious, and just generally bad with electronics of any kind. Still, we persevered. First game over was to the 3 stationary Dekus on the way to the tree.
Where you have to...
And my controller was busted by the time we finished.
Oh, man. That's a cool... That's one of my favorite first levels ever. But then again, I am biased. It is my favorite game of all time.
Darius' top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Legend of...
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Grimrock 2.
Korra?
Dragoon.
Sorry, I'm going to go with Dragoon, actually.
Yeah. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Legend
of Legash.
Let him talk.
Legend of Grimrock 2.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I should play that.
It's pretty good.
Number 4, Duke.
Nukem 3D, because what the fuck?
Duke Nukem 3D, yeah.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
Number 3, The World.
Ends with you.
The World, yeah, I guess
Ends
you're right.
with
The
you.
World Ends
That's
with
the
You.
only one I can think
Ends
of.
with you. The World is not enough? Is that a game?
That's a game based off a...
Wait, did they really do
Yeah.
a movie tie-in for that?
Yeah, I heard that
on
one's
the,
alright.
on the N64.
Wait, is that the one I'm thinking of?
You thinking of From Russia with Love?
Are you thinking of Tomorrow Never Dies on the PS1? That was pretty...
No.
That was
Moving on.
mediocre at best.
His number 2 game of all time is Mega Man.
I don't know enough about
2,
this.
3, or X.
Good luck, ladies.
I'm going to go
2,
with X.
3, or X, or Legends.
3.
X.
The only acceptable
Legends
answers.
is a good one. I think his answer is very acceptable. Mega Man Battle Network 3.
Yeah, okay, fine.
A delightful game. which
Battle
I-
Network 2 or 3 also fit in that
Yes,
list.
I've been really meaning to go back. Oh, maybe I could do a Let's Play of those. I fucking love the Battle Network games.
Those are cool. But
yeah,
outside of combat, they're kind of...
Yeah, they're kind of Persona-y, but not as fun outside of combat. His number 1 game of all time is Legend of...
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Grimrock 1.
Zelda.
Legaia?
Legend of Mana.
Really?
Oh, what Legend of Mana? Wow, that's the PS1
Yep.
Mana game.
All right, and this week Darius is up against.
Hey, by the way, Jaeger in chat just pointed out that Nightfire is the best Bond game. While I don't necessarily agree with you, that game is also great.
Bless you, Brad.
Very underrated.
Nick the Batman in chat.
Wait, never mind. He wins. Cool name.
From Brampton, Ontario. Shameful secret. Without a concept of nostalgia, I sold most of my games in my youth, assuming I would never want to play them again.
Ooh.
After realizing my mistake and searching everywhere for an affordable copy of Zelda: The Wind Waker, I finally managed to borrow a classmate's copy in the last year of high school. After graduating, I never gave it back. Sorry, Antonio.
Oh, man.
Antonio.
Poor Antonio.
If he
Antonio's
really
been
wanted to play, he
tracking
would
him
have
down.
asked for it back.
That's true.
Maybe you just didn't want to pester him.
All right. Greatest gaming achievement. It's pretty lame, I know, but my friends think of me as the PlayStation trophy guy from the amount I've gained. At trophy level 22 with 33 platinums, 4,438 trophies overall, it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's fun and rewarding addition after beating games. Getting platinums for games like Skyrim and Fallout 3 are brutal.
I don't think I have a single platinum trophy.
I have one. And I just got it like a couple of months ago.
What is it?
Far Cry 3. 4?
4?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Trophies are lame. I mean, like, I think achievements are lame, but trophies are definitely lamer than achievement
Hella
points.
lame.
Sorry. No,
I feel like there's only value in them if you actually get all of them. But I never get all of them on any of them, so it's like, what's the point?
Nick the Batman's top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Batman.
Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. No, Arkham City.
I'm going to say Arkham City.
Arkham City.
Ah.
Number 4, Super.
Mario.
Man
64.
Super Batman.
Super Mario.
World. Super
Sunshine?
Mario World.
3.
You've got to move fast.
Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Yes!
What?
Number 3, Super Smash.
Brothers Melee.
Melee.
Brawl.
Shut up.
Shut
Super
the
Smash
fuck
Brothers
up.
Brawl.
Who's his baby?
Number 2, Resident Evil.
4.
6? Revelations 2?
Code Veronica.
4.
Ah.
When his number 1 game of all time is The Legend.
Of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh, wait, yeah. Wind Waker.
Wind
Yeah.
Waker.
Got to think back to a shameful secret.
Wind Waker.
Good call, Brad. Good call.
So once again, we have Darius. He was ashamed that he took so long to kind of the community. Greatest game achievement was getting his mom through the Deku Tree, and Grimrock 2, Duke Nukem, World Ends With You, Battle Network 3, and Legend of Mana. Up against Nick the Batman, who sold all his games and then stole his friend's Wind Waker. Has a lot of trophies. And then Arkham City, Mario Sunshine, Brawl, Resident Evil 4, and Wind Waker.
I'm going to give it to Darius. I think
Yeah,
he's got
me
a good
too.
top 5. I like his shameful secret because he's proud now to be a part of the community. And he talked about his mom getting through the Deku Tree, which is one of my first favorite opening levels of the game ever.
I also like the first dude. I mean, The World Ends With You is a strange choice, but the rest of his list is pretty solid. Legend of Mana is inspired. You know, it's not. Most people go for Secret of Mana. But had a kicking soundtrack, I'll say that much.
I'm going to go with Nick the Batman because I don't have to explain myself to you.
That's true.
We all know.
Darius, you are the winner. Congratulations. You have won the win. You are this week's Chatter of the Week.
Congratulations. He's in chat, too.
Yep.
He said he thought real hard and real fresh about that top 5.
Real fresh.
Real fresh. If you would like to be Chatter of the Week, all you have to do is go to 4playernetwork.com. There's a big old box that says Chatter of the Week. Click on it.
On the front page. It's
Type
huge.
in your stuff, socials,
Still getting a good-
birth dates,
Still getting a...
last 4
Mother's maiden name.
Mother's maiden
Are you
name,
still
the
getting
name
a
of your
steady
first
flow?
pet, the street you grew up on,
the
your
name of
best
your first
friend,
school.
the first school.
Yeah.
If you're Chris Thacker from Kincaid, West Virginia,
Exactly.
Favorite
Way to
and you
pull that
too
out of your ass.
could be Chatter of the Week.
oh, I'll
Are you
never
still getting a
forget.
steady flow of those?
I'm gonna be
Uh,
in Kincaid, West Virginia one day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look
they're
up
still
Chris
still
Thacker.
coming in.
Still getting
Thacker.
a
And
Healthy
every
fat.
week we're going to answer questions from our patron activity feed. If you are a patron of ours, you can go on there. Nick puts a post up every week.
Every Sunday.
And you can ask us a question. We get a lot of them. So if we don't get to yours, feel free to ask it again if you want.
You know, we've been talking. Obviously, one of the milestones, we're going to be doing these behind the scenes kind of vlogs every month. And I was thinking about maybe during some of them we might end up answering some questions we don't get to on the show or something along those lines. Who knows?
If you ask a question 3 times and we don't get to it, we probably don't answer it.
God damn it, no.
All right, so this first one is from Sean K. Are there any games you felt got overlooked in the last generation and could possibly use an HD remake?
Yes.
To give it a second chance. I personally would love to see Alpha Protocol. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
It's got a really good PC version.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yes, that's a good one.
That one got pretty overlooked.
Yeah.
And that was a great game.
Well, that's
And
one
I would
that
love to have a
Hey,
an HD port.
Since clearly Square Enix has set the precedent and basically released the same HD collection on 2 platforms, I'm going to go ahead and say Silent Hill HD collection. Throw Silent Hill 4 in there and do it right this time, goddammit. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to go, since last generation was HD, I'm going to go with a Wii game. I would love to see an HD version of the Metroid Prime trilogy. Does that count as last gen? I'm going to go with that. Or, something like Mad World, which had a really cool art style, but it was always held back by the fact that it looked like a butt.
Ooh,
well,
Okami
got HD.
Yeah,
It got
version.
it on the Wii?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went
gotta-
from PS2 to Wii.
Yeah.
No. It went. There's an HD version on the PS3.
It's not HD.
What are you talking about? They did an HD version of Okami. I have it.
Oh, I guess I
played
missed
it?
that
Have
one.
you turned it on to confirm
I was
that-
just saying
Yes.
a pretty game I could remember.
I thought it would be like upscaled or something. I don't know.
No, they did an HD version.
Well, goddamn, what am I doing with
I
my
missed
life?
that one.
It's pretty.
I don't know. That's a good question for me.
At this point, I'd just like to see a Bayonetta 3 on a PS4 or something.
I'm gonna say Shadow of the Colossus because the HD of that's not really HD.
Just give me a PC version of Vanquish and Shadows of the Damned.
Oh, Shadows of the Damned would be good. All right, moving on. Thank you, Sean. Joseph M asks, "Have you?" I think we've had this question asked before on a podcast. So I'll quickly go over it though. Have you ever had a true paranormal experience before? If so, would you mind sharing
have
the
answered
story?
this before.
I'm pretty sure we've answered that before. Didn't someone have like a light over a farm?
That would be me.
Yeah, I
saw
remember
that once. It was
I'll
weird.
answer right now.
I don't know if it's paranormal. I just know I can't fucking explain
I'll
it.
answer right now.
Could it have been a light?
No, because that doesn't exist.
Because you could only see it when you look
I
towards
don't
the camera.
believe in paranormal activity, so no. No, I have not.
You know what Crispy's thinking?
What?
He's like, is Thanos paranormal?
Well,
I wish I
technically, no.
I wish I could tell people what show that was we answered that question. I legitimately don't know.
It was one of the ones. Was that when Brad was living with Jack? I think it was about that time.
We've done over 400 shows.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I
did have experience though that I can't explain, but I don't know. I can't legitimately say I think it was paranormal.
I don't like to think about this stuff because it scares me.
But it does also scare me. I am frightened of that shit. But not that I necessarily believe in it, but when I watch movies about that shit, it scares the shit out of me.
I don't believe in it. And if I ever see something like that,
fuck it, I'm out.
yeah. I don't want any confirmation that everything we believe to not be real could possibly be real.
When I was a kid, we took a field trip to St. Augustine, and we took a tour of like one of the old hospitals, and I was in a room like where they were explaining about how they were like, oh, well, this one guy one time got his head kicked in by a horse, so they used this device to drill a hole in the top of his head to relieve pressure, and like, I've never had panic attacks or anything before in my life, and I got like really woozy and almost like fainted, and I was like, oh my god, maybe I was possessed by a ghost or something. And then later I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe I just had a panic attack. Like,
so the answer to your question is no.
So no, no is a resounding no. Like,
oh man,
Probably just a little screamer.
I'm just saying,
no,
guys.
I went outside and I
I'm
felt
just
fine.
saying, there was a light. There was a little ball of light that you could only see through the lens of a camera. Otherwise, it was pitch black. I have no idea why.
I went on
lens
a.
flare.
There was no light.
I went on an Austin ghost tour, and there's a lot of people who believe they saw stuff. Man, it was fun to be me and Malia to be the cynics in the back of the crowd, just laughing at everything.
All right, moving on. Nick the Batman asks,
Hey.
what games could
He's
be
double dipping this week.
best adapted for a musical? Example, Metal Gear Solid musical would be really
Dude,
rad.
fucking Bayonetta would be an awesome
Oh
musical.
my god, Batman.
I'm pretty sure that already exists, Crispy.
Is there? No way. Okay, what about an Assassin's Creed musical? That seems kind of appropriate. Even do it like in an old operatic style, like Italian
Like-
opera.
Hitman.
A
maybe?
Yasumi Matsuno game, like
Yeah, that'd be good.
like you know, like Final Fantasy Tactics would be a really good, cool, you know, opera style musical.
I got nothing. That's all I got.
I'm trying to think
Rock
of like.
band.
Ooh, like Final Fantasy X too,
It's already
like
partially.
a pop musical.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
yeah,
They're
sure.
already
Why not?
halfway there. StarCraft the musical?
Guys, we can no longer look around the room and look at posters
Yeah.
for
How about-
inspiration.
Saints Row 4, Get Out of Hell.
Portal? Can you have a good Portal music?
Oh my god, yeah.
Fuck yeah, the entire thing would be sung by GLaDOS.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
This is a triumph,
Oh my god, that would be so amazing.
making a noise.
This is completely off because I'm looking at a Devil May Cry poster. Which, hey, Devil May Cry, you should watch Jim Sterling's latest Jimquisition because it's all about DMC and the re-release.
All right,
I
moving on.
played the re-release, by the way.
Moving on. Quickly. Miguel asks, biggest/funniest glitch you guys ever encountered while playing a game?
I watched my girlfriend fall through the floor of Fallout 3 while dogs were... Or were they dogs?
Probably
running
wasteland
around
dogs.
above her. And like she was trying to shoot them, but they looked like their legs animation stopped, so they were like flying in circles. It was weird. I mean, that's all I could think of.
I really like the swing set from GTA 4.
Yeah, the swing set GTA. I spent a lot of hours doing that. I still think one of mine is just the fucking the teeth in Assassin's Creed.
Oh god, yeah, that was good. I don't know if this is a glitch, but when I played the original Driver, my favorite thing to do would be to try and ram cars so hard they would flip onto their side, and then you could drive away and you could get enough speed and you can come and you hit them just perfectly in the underside of the car. You would hit them and the car would go straight up in the air,
Well, that's a glitch.
like a mile.
Yeah, that's a glitch.
I mean, but you could do it like it wasn't like in one particular spot. It was like just that's just how the game physics
messed
worked.
up. Yeah.
And I did it for hours.
Crispy,
At some
can you
point, I
do
just
it?
stopped playing the game.
I mean,
in
I can't
general.
really. I don't get that many like funny glitches. They usually just suck. The Assassin's Creed ones were pretty funny.
You know, that White Knight glitch was pretty funny. How it made me reload my save.
How it made you hate your life.
Yeah.
Another. So quickly, just like one more. Sonny asks, will you guys be doing any unboxing videos or preview videos for cool upgrades you guys plan on getting with the Patreon contributions?
I would like to say.
Not me.
I would like to say yes. I don't know if there'll be unboxings per se, but you know, as I mentioned again, we're doing the vlogs every month. A lot of those may be tied into things we're doing behind the scenes, which involve using the Patreon money to buy upgrades and stuff. We were talking about, you know, going to shop for a couch or whatever and just going on a field trip and taking a camera with us and just walking around trying out couches and just silly shit like that. And I don't know, we'll be doing plenty of behind the scenes stuff when we go to E3, and that usually involves getting new equipment and stuff like that. So I would imagine.
I'll buy a Dragon Ball Z Scouter and do an unboxing video of that, and then test it out.
If people want to see unboxing
by checking
videos,
power levels.
yeah, sure.
And then
Sure,
you
why
go
not?
on it.
And Sonny also asked if we did a behind the scenes for episode 400 podcast where we did not.
We should have been filming that because we were running around like
We weren't
chickens
going
with
to
our head
film
cut
like
off.
5 hours of us like.
We got
what are we
started at
gonna
11
do?
o'clock.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
We didn't even have this shit figured out until like 2 hours before we actually
Nick
started.
walking around Lowe's on a Saturday like, there's nobody who works here.
Because
We
he
were
went to
looking for
Lowe's.
those lights, and I was like, "We're supposed to go live in 10 minutes. Where the fuck is it employed?"
That's
and then
what you
we
get for
grabbed.
going to Lowe's.
And then
What time was it?
you let it slip, you son of a bitch.
What time was it when you were there?
I don't know. He told us to go to Home Depot, and we were like, the traffic on Brody was insane, and we looked over, and we looked at Lowe's, and I was like, "Don't tell no one." Pulled into the Lowe's
Turned
parking
into
lot.
Well, it's probably not worth it to try to get down there.
Literally, the traffic was insane.
Except for quality. So.
We didn't care about quality. We just cared about getting back in time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Nolan.
It's okay.
There was nothing personal.
And that's it for the community this
Cool.
week.
Thank you guys for submitting questions.
Holy shit! Let's wrap things up with the 4-player minute, right?
Can you wrap this up as quickly as possible?
I don't
Brian?
have a list. Though.
Guys, just pull it out of your ass. I do it every week. Trust me, it's possible.
My,
Pull it out of Nick's ass.
Pull it out of my ass.
Get it out of his ass.
My hype is for Axiom Verge. It comes out at the end of the month, and I can't wait. It looks like Metroid. My sweat is for Bloodborne because I'm buying it, but my sweat is that I don't know when I'm gonna get it because I had credit on some fucking website and I ordered it through them, and who knows how long it's gonna take to ship it to me, and all you fuckers are gonna. My sweat is that all you fuckers are gonna be playing, but more importantly, people like Jagger and all the people in chat who are
Jaeger's not gonna play until Friday.
Jaeger's gonna be out of commission.
But you know
got
what I
a
mean.
3-day head start
with these fucking Souls games. You know, if you don't poop sock them like 84 hours in a row, then everybody already knows every single thing about the game, and they're like, "You're this, Brad."
Pretty much.
And it's gonna be worse for me because all you guys plan on poop socking it when it comes out.
I'm not gonna poop sock.
Well, I'm not gonna have it for a day.
Well,
I also just found out that the day after our podcast next week, so next Wednesday, which will be when I would theoretically be playing the game, I have to go to Houston for a fucking work thing.
is it coming to Redbox?
I wonder if I can have lunch with David.
Probably not.
Maybe.
My fuck you of the week goes to. I'm gonna give it to Capcom. I've been thinking a lot about. I might even do a little top 5. Did you watch my top 5, people? You should watch my top 5.
I watched
if you're
your top 5.
a patron because how'd you like my top 5? I know you like my number 5.
I can't believe you put your number 5 in there.
Well, you know.
How about your choices, though? You're going to do one for Microsoft and Nintendo? By the way,
I'm going to do one for Capcom, especially because I've been thinking about a lot of franchises they're just sitting on like assholes. They're kind of like Konami. They're just assholes.
Capcom's a good one. Well, I can already tell. I can already guess a few of what
Moving
your
on,
choices are.
4Player
Anyway, sorry.
My thank you. We'll give it to MGS Master 2. He gifted me a copy of Hotline Miami, and that was very kind because I am very broke right now.
Welcome to
Spend
the
all your
club.
money on zebras.
Well,
All right, my 4-player man, shut the fuck up. My hype is for Grand Theft Auto. Chris Davis lent me his copy, and this weekend with the community, we're going to be doing some heists. And so I'm pretty excited to do that.
Wait, is that official? We're doing heist this week?
This is not the 4-player. Like, this is not the dual stream.
Oh, we
This
should
is
do
the-
that, though.
Oh, well, I have a PS4 copy.
I'm going to get a PS4 copy.
you don't have
Then-
PS3 copies. Just play the PS3 version.
Fuck no. I was going to get the PS. I'm probably going to trade in my PS3 copy to get the PS4
Well, there you go.
version.
Moving on. I'm excited for that. My sweat, according to fucking stupid iOS's autocorrect, is X-Men Oversea, even though I typed in Xenoverse. I'm excited.
X-Men?
Yeah, I typed in Xenoverse and it autocorrected to X-Men Oversea.
Oh.
So I'm worried about Xenoverse. I really, really wanted to play that game, and then to my fuck you, that fucking Napa battle. Fuck that shit.
Fuck Napa in general.
Nappa's
yeah.
a big bold prick.
Yep. Just
I remember my
really,
brain melted when she killed Napa.
It's easy to get excited about Dragon Ball Z, but it's not hard. You don't need much of it to kind of satiate that excitement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
just
Yeah.
a little.
Just put it on.
Yeah, that just kind of really turned me off, and I almost just put the game back in the GameFly pouch right then and there. But then my thank you goes to Persona 3 and Atlas.
For calming you down?
For calming me down. That game just is delightful and enjoyable, and there's good. Very good.
Who's your waifu?
Right now, I only have one official girl I've gone out with, and that's Chihiro, and that I forgot how much of a crazy fucking bitch that girl is.
She your bottom bitch?
She goes fucking mad. It's like fucking Mitsuru starts talking to you, and she's like, "Can you meet me after school?" Like you're fucking like you're the person who lives in the dorms with you, the fucking older one, and Chihiro goes fucking crazy, and she's like, "You stay away from him!" And she fucking goes bananas. And as soon as I got her fucking social link up to level 10, I was like, bye.
I got what I came for
I'm
later.
done with you.
Got her
Can't buy.
Exactly. But right now, I'm not really pursuing anyone at the moment in the game. I'm working on my studies. Exams are coming up,
He's keeping his options.
and so I've been studying.
I'm
a
still
lot.
working on Yukiko, but it's funny because every time I'm in an option to talk to Chie, I'm like,
Why would you not go with Chie?
I don't want to close this door.
I only played so much Persona.
The funny
4,
thing is,
but-
Chie actually looks a little like my girlfriend.
Well, that's the thing in the game. You don't have to choose one. You can go with them all. You just have to make sure you spend enough time with each of them and give them presents.
Exactly. Yes, Crispy.
So my hype for this week is obviously Bloodborne because fuck
That's
you.
next week. So,
What the fuck are you gonna do once it comes out?
My sweat is that I'm not gonna be in town when it comes out, so I'm seriously considering shipping, bringing my
do
PlayStation.
they sell video games in Florida?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
There's one store, but yeah.
It's run by an alligator.
No, actually, in my county, there is one GameStop. So, like, last time I was home was when Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out. And I had to like go there super early and make sure I got a copy. But I'm thinking about bringing my PlayStation 4 with me to Florida just so I can play it that one day.
Dude, the last 2 times I've been to New Jersey, I brought my PS4 with me.
Dude, I would feel like such a piece of shit if I did that, but I still might. My sweat was my sweat. My fuck you goes to Combat and Ori and the Blind Forest because, I don't know, fuck you. And my thank you for the week goes to Tokubop for making us play Mount Your Friends because, oh my god, I love that game.
Thank
So
you, Crispy.
good.
My hype is for Hotline Miami because I just realized, thanks to Brad, that I can play that game on my Vita. I have no idea why I haven't been doing that, but I can do that. My fuck you for the week goes to Dying Light. Not the game. I fucking love the game. I played the game. I finished it. But that game at the very end, near the end, has a chase sequence that is worse than the chase sequence in Assassin's Creed 3.
Terrible.
I had like 30 or 40 UV flares, and because of the way that game checkpoints, where you die and it doesn't give you back your shit, by the time I finished that chase sequence, I had 0.
Well, less of a chase, more of a run.
It was yeah, I was being chased.
Yeah.
It was me running and desperately throwing UV flares to like prevent these fucking things from being all up my ass. And
That's some difficulty.
I
'cause,
died.
like, stupid fucking jumps.
by the yeah, and I got to the point where I jumped and there's a little platform in the middle and I stopped and I turned around and I pulled up my UV flashlight and they would run and they'd jump at me and they'd die in midair or they'd like get injured in midair and just fall to their death.
Uh-huh.
And but that was like at the very end where I died
I just
like 20
ignored
times.
them and just ran.
Dude,
I just ran.
except my stamina would run out like right as I was running.
You weren't at max stamina?
I didn't know it wasn't at max stamina. There was a time. Okay, I'm running down the final hallway. You see the ladder, right? You have to make a desperate jump to the ladder.
Yeah.
I see the ladder and I'm running, and right as I hit the edge, a fucking nightmare grabs me and pulls me back and just starts beating the shit out of me.
Man.
And oh god, I was screaming. I was screaming so loud. Everything after that though, and everything before that, I loved. Anyway, so fuck that chase sequence. My sweat goes to Final Fantasy 15. Just because I actually like the way the game looks, and it definitely looks unique, and it feels like kind of a new Final Fantasy. But at the same time, it seems like it has some frame rate issues, and the combat may. God, there was that one time that frame rate took a
frame
fast
rate went
shit.
down to like 2.
Frame rate took a fast shit just walking through a tunnel or whatever that was.
Yeah.
It was weird. But the good news is they have a lot of time to smooth all that out. And what was my last one? Fuck you. My thank you of the week goes to
Everyone who came for the 400 podcast.
Oh, he's reaching
Oh yeah, fucking thank you.
deep up his
David
ass.
and Jack and Carlos and Mike and you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris
Dwight-
Davis.
Dwight was here for 10 minutes.
Dwight was here.
He was never on camera, but he was here.
I forgot. People in chat were like, "Oh, it'd be cool to see Dwight." And I was like, "I never."
Yeah,
realized
by the
Dwight-
way, guys, Dwight was here, just never on
The funny
camera.
thing is, I have no idea people in chat even knew.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was ever in front of the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, Dwight was here. In fact, he was in chat. I don't think people realized they were talking to Dwight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was stressing about that event.
All right, come on out, Travis. He's been standing here all
That would
weekend.
have been so fucking funny if we had Travis standing there with a green suit on the entire time.
Would have been good.
It's beautiful. Damn it, Brad! You forgot to tell me to bring the amiibo, so I didn't. You son of a bitch. All right, anyways, that's it for our show this week, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. We know it's been a long one, and it's been a little bit later than we usually go. We'll be back next Tuesday with another podcast, obviously. Yep. Check out the site, 4playernetwork.com. You can watch us broadcast games every single night at 4pp.tv. In fact, that's where you should be watching us. If you're watching us on Twitch, we appreciate it, but please switch on over to 4pp.tv and use our new theater mode. We really appreciate it, and it's awesome. It's the optimal viewing experience.
It is.
Podcast awards. We've been nominated. You have until March 24th to vote. You can vote every single day.
That's next Tuesday.
That's next Tuesday. That's Bloodborne Day.
That is.
So you have till next Tuesday. You have a week now to vote for us every day in the gaming category. We're up against some big competition for other great shows like Giant Bomb,
Super Best Friends.
Super Best Friends Cast.
Are we? They're pretty big.
They're pretty big, but And they don't they don't probably care about this as much
Yeah,
as
they
we
don't
do.
care as we-
So
as
let's
much
just-
as we do.
Let's show them what actually caring about it can do.
This is all we've got.
Yes, this is all we've got. Let's do it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yay!
Yay.
Bye, guys.
I feel like I'm forgetting something pretty
So
important.
many podcasts.
You're
fuck
forgetting
it.
to stop the recording.
Oh, yeah.